Hello and welcome to the Astropub, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul, Berserker01, Batman Shelley, your humble host and space bartender here at the Astropub. The Astropub is currently in the middle of a giant fucking storm, which is kind of fucking Central Texas right now, like it was a cheap Taiwanese hooker. So,
I can relate.
Yeah, being a Floridian, you can relate.
No, being a cheap hooker.
I was gonna say he hasn't told you about his second job yet, has he?
No, that was his first job. Bro.
So
it's going to be one of those shows.
So I apologize if it just suddenly cuts out right here. It's because I'm probably underwater. That's probably what's happening. If everything is probably gone to fuck.
It's not a space helmet anymore. It's a diving helmet.
It's now a diving helmet. That's the reason why I'm going to keep it on.
Safety equipment on, Paul.
I just have to ask, have you built your art yet?
No, but Cam's working on it. The problem is she keeps insisting that I put in a bigger bar. I'm like, we're just gonna do a mini bar. And she's like, no, you got to build it bigger. If I'm gonna be riding out this storm on a fucking boat, I need the biggest bar you can find. So.
Well, if you are making an arc, could you please leave off the 2 fucking mosquitoes? I'm just saying.
Paul, I was thinking earlier. I was thinking like the Astropub, and you're going through this hurricane right now. What can I do thematically to kind of make this happen? So I was thinking we need to make a cocktail based around the hurricane, right? But here it is. So obviously you can have some blue shit in there. You can work it out. We can work the details later. But here's the thing: you gotta waterboard the person with it.
You do realize that there is such thing as the hurricane as a mixed drink, right?
Yeah, but that's.
I know you just discovered mixed drinks, but there is.
That's some weak shit. Fucking waterboard him with it.
With the hurricanes.
So yeah, you just make a hurricane and then waterboard.
You get off the table. You're high on life.
So you're either drunk or dead.
Yeah, that's kind
of
how a hurricane.
I'm constantly in that same vein.
No, that's the good part about waterboarding. It doesn't kill you; it just makes you want to die.
No.
It mitigates it.
I've had liquor like that.
Then you just enjoy it. It's a party.
I think you're just talking about tequila now. I don't know what the fuck.
Are we even 10 minutes into the show yet? And
not even 10 minutes into the show, and we're talking about waterboarding. That's what happens.
Hookers and waterboarding, my favorite days on Saturday.
So, if you guys haven't been here before, welcome to the Captain's Table. We sometimes talk about Star Citizen. We usually get drunk and do dumb shit. So, the board gamer himself gave us the title of the Captain's Table. We don't know shit. So that's kind of how that works. If you're here, have fun, hang out. We talk Star Citizen most of the time, but there is no set schedule. We don't sit here and be like, we're going to talk about this, then this, then this. We're just going to talk about whatever hits our face. So, our brain, face brain.
Well played. Well said.
Well said. Hurricane's gonna hit your face.
Yes.
So free gaming.
Before we start, let's go around and introduce everybody. First off, the man at the head of the table.
Yeah, who is that guy?
Who many of you have seen before and may now be seeing for the first time in a long time, Senor Krakis.
I'm back! Yes, I do. I'm alive. I exist. Everything is well. I am a streamer on Twitch. I had to take a bit of a break for medical stuff, but the heart is good. I got everything checked out.
Woohoo!
And I have medical clearance to stream again, so I will be back at it. Primarily space games, but also other variety of stuff. Anything that catches my interest. And voice acting on Bulkheads. And other stuff if it ever comes out. Yes, I legitimately got paid to voice act finally.
It's good to see you again, Grafty, by the way.
Yeah, it's great to see you. I'm glad that you're back on here. And
whatever you've been doing, it looks slimming.
I have lost weight.
He's also growing his hair out so he can become like a superstar. So like when he gets on the motorcycle in that movie that he's totally not in, it'll blow in the wind as the explosion happens behind him.
Yeah, I mean, I have to lean a little bit so it can be seen, but yeah, it's getting there.
So next we have the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, the fastest of the carts, Senor Black Jurassic himself. Fast. Yeah. What are you doing, Fast Card? Who are you? What do you do?
See, after that introduction, it seemed like anything I say, it just doesn't measure up to that.
You're Black Jurassic. How can we not,
Clever
But
girl.
yes, I'm Fast Cut, also known as FC. I'm moderator for a bunch of Twitch streams, and I do stuff for the Relay. I actually wearing a Relay shirt right now. And the Base Radio, I have another shirt for that. Do I? Yeah. Okay, we'll get back to them. But I'm also a Bar Citizen coordinator, and we had our Bar Citizen for GamesCom yesterday. Put out a link. Put that in chat real quick.
Nice.
And that went well. So it's really weird trying to be a Bar Citizen coordinator, but overall it's worth it. And I also maintain a package chart for different Bar Citizen packages for that, and I've been updating that throughout the Gamescom. So it's up to date.
Mhm. So it has the new packages like the special edition packages they have. For...
The Gamescom package, stuff like that. Like you'll be like the Origin, the $2,100 Origin package. You save $90 to buy the package over buying everything separately, but you really save more than that because the Origin Rover and the Origin X1 Racer haven't been placed yet, so that's a savings of even more than $90.
Nice. Alrighty. Then we have the man from the island of Star Citizen, who is you've seen him on the on Podsat Saturdays with the drunkest show on which is superior to this only because there are only 2 drunks instead of like 6. Senor Mr. Don Jefe, gray-headed gamer.
That was amazing. I just want to say that was absolutely amazing. Hello, everyone. Yes, I am Don Jefe, gray-headed gamer, and we are also experiencing these thunderstorms of Harvey that is battering Texas right now. So, Astro, you stay safe. Everyone in Austin, all the Austin CIG employees and everyone that lives in Austin, especially, I know I need to talk to Cliffy because I know he was closer to the actual bat stuff.
Yeah, Clifford is actually even worse because his wife is suffering from a high fever, so he had to take her to.
That's why she had to go to the hospital.
Had to take her to the hospital in the middle of the storm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I figured since it is almost September, I would drink Oktoberfest beer because just like with Christmas decorations.
You just got to skip the month of September?
Well, here's the deal, Fastcard. What happens is, as with Walmart, when it gets within 6 months of Christmas, they start selling Christmas decorations. Samuel Adams.
Got a point.
Samuel Adams is the Walmart of beers, and what they figure is, well, Oktoberfest is pretty close, like 2 months. Let's go put it out. So that's what we're drinking now. Oktoberfest in August. It's almost September, so it's cool. But yes, we will be doing tonight. We are doing a Not So Sober Saturday, and it's going to be early. It's going to be 9 o'clock. If Paul agrees with that, is that okay, Paul?
I'm gonna go to that.
Yes, excellent. That's why I'm drinking on this show because I don't have such a big span in between the shows, and I won't pass out and puke on myself and all that good stuff I usually do.
Your pass out just going to get up right after.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I won't poop on myself. So that's good. So 9 o'clock Eastern time, 1 hour after this show ends, me and Paul, or I should say Paul and I, will be doing a very special Not So Sober Saturday where we get together, drink a lot, and oh wait, that's every Not So Sober Saturday. It's not very special.
It's not very special. The only thing that's special about it is Gamescom. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have like a back and forth, black and white, positive negative review of it since Paul is such a salty little bitch and I am not.
I am a salty fucker.
So wait. We're going to talk about all the Gamescom stuff in this podcast. So you're not going to have much to talk about in the next podcast.
We get rawer. We get rawer. In Not So Sober Saturday.
Oh no, I'm busting out the scotch. I'm just gonna drink like pure scotch for that one. I fully expect to be like blacked out. I'm just gonna end up being like, that's what's gonna end up be. You know what I mean? At the end of the night.
So goddamn fucking Brian Chambers. Fucking.
That is far more cognizant than I will ever be.
Shit, fucking goddamn it, long hair.
Just let me know when you get blacked out. I give you your own blackout.
Nice.
Oh, next we have Dolvac.
Shit. Hey, what's up? If you want to ban something from the subreddit, it's $5. Let's get this going.
I was gonna say skip it, but that's actually a pretty good offer.
Yeah, I got
Fun fact.
$5.
More people were banned last night than the past 2 months.
Really? Man, Reddit is a
why.
fucking shithole. I'm sorry.
Better check my access.
Oh,
God, my brain hurts after modding that shit.
Dude,
Hey.
I got so much money in my PayPal. Novak, we gotta talk.
So no, I'm Dolvac High. I run the Star Citizen Reddit. I also run a small machinima series called Bulkheads. You can find that over at bulkheads.tv. Mr. Grackhizzle is he's in it. So apparently
Yeah.
that guy. No, wait, which way am I pointing? That way.
Straight up. Just
That guy. No, you and also Mr. Paul is
Oh, okay.
potentially gracing us with his.
yeah,
stuff.
my amazing
minute.
one line that I do.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! I did a sentence. I did one sentence.
You did.
You did.
Damn it!
You
Yeah.
did one sentence and then
80
died. Yeah.
87 takes.
Yeah.
That was
takes
the
and
okay.
died.
So, fun fact about the episodes: Mr. Gridhead Gamer was in episode 3. That episode killed Bulkheads for 9 months.
It was so complicated. It
It was.
killed
We wrote this insane fucking action sequence, which is still like the best sequence we've ever done in Bulkheads. It's actually very impressive, but it was so fucking.
What do you mean
intense.
wrote? We rewrote it 7 times.
It killed Bulkheads. It fucking. We were like,
And at the
fuck
end of
this.
At the end of the day, we
Fuck
actually
this.
cut it into 2 episodes because episode 3 and episode 4 and episode 4 got combined.
episode 3 was gonna be like 20 minutes long, so
Yeah.
the episode 4 that just came out, like,
was
was the
really
remainder of the
good.
thing that should have been like 9 months ago.
Yeah.
That's how
So-
fucking nightmarish that shit is.
Yeah.
So I have a request. I'm not asking to be put in bulkheads or anything, but if I were to be asked to be put in bulkheads, just make sure my character live longer than 15 minutes. That's all I ask.
Dude,
That's not gonna happen. That's too much
a
to ask.
tall order.
That is
That's
too
a
much
15
to
tall
minutes.
ask.
fucking order.
Wait a minute. I only got like 1 minute 27 seconds is how long my character lived.
You had a
Why
full
should you
sentence.
get
You had a full sentence.
On my sweet tooth 4.
sweet oh, what's sweet tooth?
Yeah.
I think that was him.
That was
I
him.
think you were the one that got shot in the face.
Yeah.
It was. I was the
Yeah.
guy who got.
He was like,
I got bullet in the face.
I did his death scream.
Yeah.
I did his death scream.
Yes, you did.
did.
And thank you for making such a great death scream, by the way. That was fantastic.
Like, well, I think the best thing to come out of Bulkheads is there have been a lot of Star Citizen content creators that have given me, like, I have so much dirt on people now, just saved in fucking audio files.
Bad shit.
Just like, hey, here's the thing, I've learned this. If you like don't like someone, if you just like write a script that's like really erotic and then just like tell them that you're like working on a fucking project, they'll like say anything into a microphone. Like I even in the fucking episode, I just told him to say that shit and he fucking did it.
God damn it. Fucking
It's not dirt for me though, because now officially voice actor, I say all sorts of fucked up shit anyway.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like the best excuse ever. Like if you ever are just like if you fucked up ever on the internet, it's like, dude, I'm a voice actor professionally. That you get out anything, say
Yep.
anything fucked up.
No, those were lines from a script.
Yeah.
You just write it and send it to them. You're like, see, told you.
So
It's pretty dark. But...
finally, and certainly not leastly, we have the bro of space, El Hombre de Espacio.
Nice.
The man from STL. The man himself. I said that wrong. It's Kansas City, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Damn it, Astro.
Wrong
that
side
up.
of the state, Paul. It's okay. It's all right.
The man from where good barbecue comes from, other than Texas.
There you go.
Right.
Matachi.
There you go.
Who are you
Okay.
when you would start?
Are you
That was
fucking
slightly
talking shit?
redeeming.
Whoa, whoa!
Yeah.
I think we need to
Oh.
back the fuck up here.
Wait a minute.
It's the
All that
barbecue
Chattanooga
talk.
barbecue is garbage. No one wants to eat
Okay.
Chattanooga garbage.
No shit.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
All right.
I still feel fucking obligated to be offended though. Like I am.
Kansas City barbecue, hands down, best barbecue. My wife's originally from Texas. We fight about this all
the time.
And you will
Religiously.
always fight about that.
Oh my God.
The answer is
Too
that
sweet.
there are three barbecues that the Americans tend to favor, which is Memphis barbecue, Kansas City barbecue, and Texas barbecue. Texas is
Yep.
good for its briskets, Kansas City is good for its ribs, and Memphis is good for its pulled pork. So if you have a chance to, if you're a foodie and you want to eat food, you want to eat good barbecue, just fly into Memphis, drive through Texas, and then back up to Kansas City, and then leave it at Kansas City.
Don't forget about California with their barbecued vegan broccoli.
Oh my god!
Fuck those
Oh my
guys.
god! I think when I go to TwitchCon, I'm gonna have to pack my own meat.
Do it. It will be like vegetable byproduct. Fucking people.
It'll have to be
I can't discount Carolina mustard sauces though. You can't.
They have good smoky barbecue, but it's
What
it's
about the
not so much
Tennessee white barbecue? The white barbecue sauce.
My favorite barbecues are KC, Texas, and I actually really like South Carolina.
Welcome to Food Talk here at the Astro.
Yeah,
We're going to talk
absolutely.
about
That's right. You started the barbecue.
I did.
It's going to be
did.
food all day. You start that stuff. We're going to say you need to have the correct temperature on your smoker.
Listen. I think it's appropriate. It's appropriate because Aaron did say that food and drink is going to matter in the game. So I'm just going to say
this is true.
Barbecue better have some butter.
Now I am picturing how I can turn a freelancer into a large smoker. Perfect.
I'm gonna hop in here. I'm gonna say something.
I'm gonna
What
make
I'm about to say. People might get a little heated. People might get a little angry.
Oh shit.
Here we go.
This might be okay. I think barbecue as a fucking genre of food is pretty overrated.
That's because you suck.
Yeah,
you have no soul.
You suck. Yeah.
Fucking sue me. Fucking sue me.
That's
He
because you're
prefers a
Dolphin.
nice. He
Fucking sue
prefers
me.
a nice leafy salad.
Oh no, I fucking love meat. I'm talking like
I bet
I've
you
heard
do.
that about you.
Fucking put something on. Okay, look, this is going to a place. Okay,
We know
clipping
it
that.
now.
I'm clipping that.
Never had good barbecue.
look. Okay.
Hey, I'm good. Okay. Look, my name's Dolak, and I love meat.
Don't worry,
I like it.
it was just voice acting
I like
guys.
it. I like it in my mouth. I like it when it's real saucy. I like it when it's hot and steamy and just in my mouth.
So,
Hot,
so that-
steamy, salty
so
meat in
that-
his mouth. That's fucking
what you're
fantastic.
saying? What you're saying is you love meat between your buns.
I'm done.
No, actually, I'm not a hot dog person. Like, I actually don't.
And
like
welcome
hot dogs.
to the final episode of the Captain's Table. Now the Astro Pubs channel has been removed from Twitch.
Banned for not being on social
Yeah.
eating. It's what
Trying
it
to
is.
quietly unhost Paul as fast as possible.
All right. So who are you, Matachi? What do you do in Star Citizen? All those sorts of things.
Oh, we haven't got to Matachi yet.
I know. Well, hey, we went the barbecue debate. It
Yeah.
went sideways real quick. But I am Matachi. I stream some Star Citizen stuff with the Space Bro community. I'm also a proud member of Redacted. And then I got my own little stream team for Open for Everybody called The Stream Theory. Look it up. It's pretty cool. Everybody can join that that wants to. It's a partner stream team. And other than that, we like to have a good time. We like to talk shop about Star Citizen. We also play PUBG and a variety of other games. And the rest of the time, I quietly talk behind everybody's back individually to Paul.
Yes.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what we do. I've had so many bitch sessions about everything in the universe, though, so it's fine.
It's just groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be talking about Dolvac after this.
Yeah. You don't have, the thing is, you
It
don't
doesn't
even
have to be behind
You
his
don't have to be
back.
by his back.
No, I
We can
know.
talk about it right now in front of everyone, and Dolvac can just be like,
true.
yeah, it's probably right.
I'm a fucking Reddit moderator. I like live on like abuse. Like if I'm not being
His skin
abused,
is like
something
steel
is
armor at this
wrong.
Yep.
I'm just saying. My campaign of terror continues. If you see Dolvac posting in the subreddit, I just want you to post that clip. Whoever clipped that, someone please have clipped that. Just post that clip of how he likes meat in his mouth. All right. Someone can take that and turn that into just an audio format, and then or a GIF, and with a I like meat in my mouth.
See, like, here's the
Post
thing.
that over and
I'm
over and over again.
myself.
I'm a Reddit moderator, so I'm consistently floating. I'm like an experiment. I'm like in a box, and I'm like, unless I'm observed, I'm consistently flickering back and forth between a Nazi and a communist. I'm somewhere in there,
Somewhere in
and
between
like,
there.
So
no,
it's-
I'm either or, and like, I will not determine until I am observed.
Yes.
So Schrodinger's moderator.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And the thing is
Thin-
that
thin
you
like
moderate
dragon
this.
scale.
And then fucking radiation kills me, and that's where this ends. And that's
Well,
my end.
The thing is,
So far on the Star Citizen podcast, we've talked about waterboarding, hookers, politics, and anti-barbecue rhetoric.
Don't forget
Yes.
dicks.
We broke
Don't
every
forget
closet
them
there is.
penises.
We pretty clearly were talking about penises for a while.
Pretty much for
Yeah,
at least
pretty-
a good 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah.
Welcome to the captain's table, baby.
Yeah, that's the captain's table. Oh my
Not
god.
to mention that, you know, at least one of us is playing with ourselves at all times.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, well, I've
There's a
been,
reason you can't
I've been
see
playing with my
below.
balls the entire time. I don't know about you guys, but
oh
It
Jesus.
put on
I'm
fast
not wearing
the whole
pants.
time.
I have my pants
Knight
right
Rider
here.
did it. Knight Rider beat me to it.
Or
Well
Oh.
done, Knight
fast
Rider.
card the entire time sitting up here before fast card, just like these motherfuckers. Every damn show.
Fast card has to be here because he brings the quality of the content up. Like
Right.
without fast
Fast
card,
up, he
it would
raises
just be a
the
bunch of
elevator.
weird white
Right.
dudes talking
Well,
about
you know,
dragging him
balls.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
Paul PM me because he's having Dovak on, so
Yeah,
you know.
I needed to counterweight.
Yin
Dovak.
and yang.
Yeah.
Yin and yang, right there.
All right, so the main there's not a lot to talk about, only because a lot of the stuff to talk about has already been talked about, and you know, a lot of the stuff that we saw was cool, but it's more about like the nitty gritty details that we saw. So the first thing I wanted to take away, we're going to go around, starting with Matachi and then back around. We'll talk about the what stood out for you in presentation. What did you like? What did you dislike? And then what did you find? Like, what was the one thing that you were just like, holy balls, I wasn't expecting that, or just amazed by?
okay, I'd say that everybody knows that was on my channel knows the Idris battle was like by far my favorite personal thing I saw on there. That I was just like that. I knew it was a potential to be in there, but I was like, it was amazing. I really did enjoy it, and I was actually surprised that they went through the whole process of getting people in the Idris, and it wasn't just like an on rails thing. That they actually showed people going through all the hallways, going up in there. Given it didn't have the full support crew you need to actually probably have that fight, but it was pretty impressive to me. One of the things I didn't like was while I'm fine with the faceware software, wasn't so hyped on their webcam. I was like, you know, I got a very nice webcam here, and when they go, it does 1080p and 60 frames, I'm like, so does every webcam I own for the last 10 years. So I don't know
10
how that was impressive. So, and what was the third part? I lost my-
Was there
Little
anything that
thing about
surprised
Idris.
you, like blew your mind? Other, you know, this or...
Blew my mind. I think just when they first drove out from Levski with the Connie and just seeing the scene of everything around there, even though I knew it was there, every time I see it, it just literally just floors me to see the asteroids floating, the textures on the ground. And, you know, and I love how Chris even pointed out what many people said about like the Skyrim map would fit in that one crater down there on the moon and all that. I thought it was amazing. So while I knew about it, it still blows my mind every time I see it.
Awesome. All right,
Yeah.
and Bill back.
Okay, so
You have to be positive. One positive thing.
I think that overall the face stuff is cool. I totally agree with the sentiment that like I'm a little concerned about the whole camera thing, especially seeing how their like actual physical like shit has maybe not really worked out in the past. I own a lot of tracking solutions. I used to play a lot of Arma, I play a lot of Flight Sim, play a lot of Space Sims. I own several track IRs of different varieties. I have cameras for face track, no IR. I have like a custom weird tinfoil reflecty shit, and like I've like built in the hats, and like I'm the fucking weirdo who's in the face tracking. What makes track IR expensive and actually a good thing is that it has a chip in it that does all the processing in the device. If you've ever like used track IR and then felt that thing gets fucking hot as shit. There's a fucking processor in there. If the camera that they're selling doesn't have one of those, I'm out. Like, I'm not into it. I think it would be valuable if it does have one of those. And they were talking up like, hey, this thing has some like specific features. We don't really know the specs of those yet. And like, for instance, they're talking about like how it has like a high resolution lens, right? That might sound like a buzzword. It's actually not really. Most webcams have a fairly wide angle lens. That's what they're for. For actually like high res, like specifically just the face, you actually want kind of a more narrow lens. So like depending on what it's doing, it might be built and spec'd out a little bit differently than a standard webcam. And I'm hoping like that's kind of what they meant by that. And if they really lean into that, I can definitely see that thing being viable. Especially like also face track no IR, which is like track IR without IR shit, is fucking awful. It's fucking shitty. There's a reason people like glue LEDs to their fucking face. It's because face tracking OIR doesn't really work that well. If they have that and it works well, that'd be fucking incredible because it's annoying being on the hat and plugging shit in and being cabled in. It's awful. It's fucking terrible. But it's what you do for immersion in those games. And like I love face tracking. I love head tracking. I'm gonna be playing Star System with it. One way or another. And I really hope they do lean into that stuff, and I do think it could be valuable if they have leaned into that stuff. To what Matachi was saying earlier about the whole Idris thing, I thought the Idris was really cool. It's cool to see it. I was extremely disappointed with how the lack of multi-crew combat in the Idris. They had like one fucking guy piloting that shit, which is like not supposed to be what that fucking thing's all about. And also, it had like no damage states, and clearly unfinished. And I hope it's unfinished. And also, like, they kind of, like, put that in like, a sandwiched way and didn't really acknowledge that that's not going to be in 3.0. Like, Idris is not in 3.0, guys. It's not going to happen. But they didn't really say that exactly. They just kind of sandwiched it in like a surprise, but that's further down the line. And there's no way in hell it's going to be in 3.0. Or probably even 3.1, like, who can tell, really. But I was disappointed. I'm disappointed in how it was sandwiched. It was a gorgeous device. It's a device. It's a gorgeous ship. I love it. It was really cool to see. It's really cool to see it in action with actual players fucking around with it. It's clearly not anywhere near finished. Also, it's fucking insane to me that they had ramp issues after last year. It blows my fucking mind.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at with the presentation.
Alrighty, Gray. How about you? What do you like? What do you dislike? And was there anything that kind of blew your mind?
All right. Well, first thing, correction. Idris did have damage states. They actually blew a big hole in the front of the shield guarding the drive-in and all.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I miswrote that. I did not mean to say like damage states, like visual or anything like that. I meant to say like the thing just blew the fuck up without really.
Yeah, there's no pieces falling off. Is what he's saying. It wasn't.
There was pieces falling off.
Engines weren't disabled, weapons weren't disabled. Like it didn't go through the process.
It seemed to go from getting hit and damaged, and then from like a little bit of damage state to just exploding, rather than.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they had it dumbed down though for this
Oh,
presentation, just to make it. Yeah,
and it blew up. It blew up really fast, but they wanted to get to the explosion fast, I think. All right, so my thoughts is, even though last year they showed 3.0, and I get that a lot of people are complaining about that. What they didn't show was 3.0 last year. They showed a small dumbed down slice of 3.0, which was very cool last year. This year they actually showed a guy waking up, grabbing a mission, walking through Levski, subsumption AI. I mean, give me a break. The guy was people. Yeah. Changing your stuff. They showed so much more of 3.0, what we're actually going to be playing, that it was completely different than last year. When they walked out into Levski the first time, it looked so alive. Beautiful. That's what I took out of that I loved the most. Granted, iterations were great. Everything was neat, but just seeing it all come together, the new UI, the new Moby Glass and all, blew me a fucking way. One thing I didn't like, and I'm sure a lot of people can agree, is the role playing. It's not their fault that the people playing. They're artists and QA, and they're all the people that work for the company. They're not professional actors. I get it. We had someone in the basement that couldn't hear cues from Chris, so they're talking over Chris. Chris is talking over them.
They kept yelling Paul, and my first thought was, Chris, I'm trying. I can't mentally make things better from here.
I'm trying. That's the one thing I hated the most is cheesy role playing doesn't work for demos like this. They should have just stuck to something and just rolled with it. But I get it. They were getting to the facial thing. The one thing that blew me away was not just the video. I know the video over IP is neat. I'm going to enjoy it myself. Will I buy one of the RSI cameras? Probably not. I'm the same as everyone. People talking here is I've got a good webcam. I've got 4 good webcams. But when they separated and they were talking, and you actually have sound that it actually reacts to distance. and your voice gets quieter and echoes. That blew me away. I was like, you got to be kidding me, because that's something I've always wanted in here was definitely voice over IP. Because yeah, granted, Discord's great when you're playing with a group of people you know. Playing an MMO is not about playing with the people you know all the time. Matter of fact, for me, 70%, 80%, 90% of the time is meeting someone in the verse, having a good time and chatting with them. When they put the helmets on and went to the comm sound, I peed a little bit, just a couple drops, but I peed a little bit.
Some of my biggest, most long-lasting relationships in a video game came from me playing DayZ through and talking to people through the comms in DayZ.
Yeah, and finding someone. Yeah. And that's what blew me away. What do they call that? Something spatial sound?
Yeah.
Or
Proxy
proxy?
chat's what we've always called it in FPSs, where you could hear from varying distance.
Proximity.
Yeah, it's proximity. So we
Love
call it
that.
proxy chat.
Oh, I have a question about that. When they went from left to right, could you tell the difference?
No.
At first it was actually backwards. And
I could. It was
in my
backwards
headphones.
for me too at first.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
heard
it's-
it like moved this way, and I
coming
heard it
from
the
the
opposite.
They
side.
had some weird interference with like the stream audio, like doubling and like.
Yeah. When they showed the picture-in-picture, it was both audios, and there was like a quarter second delay between two audios. And but when they went to like a picture-in-picture away from someone talking, and it was just one person talking, the calm sound when they put their helmets on
Way better.
was so beautiful.
If you've ever played Arma, there's a mod for Arma, Arma 2 and Arma 3 called Acre.
Mhm.
And there's also another one called Task Force Radio, but Acre is really fucking cool. It's basically radio communication. So Arma has like
By the
game
way,
stuff.
Task Force Radio and Acre, developers who worked on both of those work with CIG. At CIG.
Oh well, fuck me then.
So.
Anyway, Acre, in my opinion, Acre is one of the best mods ever to be created ever. It's insanely complex, and it does that stuff. It's proximity audio for Arma, and it goes like over TeamSpeak. So it's like a mod that hooks TeamSpeak into Arma 3. And
Nice.
so like, there's a plugin for TeamSpeak 3 that, oh my god, there's a plugin for TeamSpeak 3 that interacts with a mod for Arma 3, and then so it tells TeamSpeak to like mute people or like lower the volume or like do like various effects to them where they are. And so like if you're talking to you, it sounds super fucking great. And if you use like a radio, it puts the radio static over the radio. But the fucking crazy shit about Acre is it models the terrain. And I actually had no idea that the people on Acre were working on Star Citizen stuff. That's actually great news. I had no concept of that. But like if they have like radio signals map, different channels, different like frequencies. You can like try to like break into other people's like fucking radio communications. And then the cool thing is like you can like put comms on the ear, right? So if you need to hear something, you can like assign comms to like come out of one ear only, and then have another channel come out your other ear so you can like hear who's talking. Like is this like this squad or is it this squad? Like which comm is this, depending on what ear it's coming out of. So you can have like command structure coming out of right ear and your squad chat come out of the left ear. And that's there's so much depth that they built out to that stuff. I have a fucking mega boner for like audio mods, communication mods, and like stuff that makes it realistic. And I wasn't really buying. Okay, let's be honest. Like last year, CitizenCon, the whole like, hey, we're gonna have these engineers fucking stand up here and waffle about fucking Spectrum for like 45 minutes was kind of terrible. But I wasn't really buying that. But seeing how they've kind of like progressed it, I'm kind of with it now. I'm kind of on board.
I'm still not, but I'll get to my point. Was that great? Was there anything that's like really like blew you away?
For me, it was just that proxy sound really blew me away. But I think the best thing that happened, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, was the crash. When they got there, something didn't happen. They had to restart. They didn't hit a button and go back to that point where they crashed. They had to go through he had to go buy the railgun again because it just wasn't appearing in his inventory. He had to buy it, and they had to go through everything, and he did it really fast without all the role playing crap, and got back to the point they were supposed to be at. It goes to show that it's not on rails, it's not a pre-plan, it's not pre-rendered, it's none of that bullshit. They were playing a build, they had a script and said, okay guys, make sure you get the railgun because you got to shoot that cutlass later, remember? So you got to have that in your, make sure you have that. And to me, that's what blew me away. Is it is 100% just a 3.0 build that they wanted to run a certain mission, do a certain thing, and it proved that is nothing but that is the game that we're waiting on. The reason we don't have it was there you go. It crashed.
Mhm.
You know, so that's what blew me away was a lot of game companies put out these.
I was gonna say it's important to also note that this was not 3.0, but it is using 3.0 assets. It's a separate branch from 3.0 that they made specifically for the presentation. However, all the stuff you saw in there is in 3.0. So
Well, it's
except for the
it-
that kind of stuff, but that's the reason why it's a separate. branch.
And the facial stuff's not
Yeah.
in 3.0.
No.
right.
They-
So
they use
yeah, very true. It's a 3.0 build for Gamescom.
Mhm.
But it's not a pre-rendered, like you look at Mass
Yeah.
Effect Andromeda and all these other companies. It is a pre-rendered movie of what their game should look like at one point in time. This is what their game is at, where it's at. Of course, add a couple of Idrises and all, but still, it is the game that we're going to be getting sooner than later, but not soon enough, kind of thing.
Yeah, no. All right. So, Fast Card, how about you? What do you like? What do you dislike? And what was anything that kind of wowed you?
So I had not a unique experience because I had a special experience. I'm going to call it. I was at a Bar Citizen watching the presentation live with some other Bar Citizen backers. There were seven of us in all. I linked a tweet earlier, so I had to watch. Not had to, but I got to watch the presentation with other backers instead of just watching it at home on my computer, and that was a great experience. I mean, it's not the same as being there by far, but it's one step closer to being there because you actually have an audience with you to watch with you.
Let me plug in there. That's why everyone should be going to VerseCon if you're not going to Germany, because VerseCon you can be with many of your fellow backers. It's like its own little citizen con.
And I am going to bring.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first thing. I wasn't that impressed with the facial animation protocol. I'm going to call it a facial animation protocol.
Because
you
it's
can
fat.
figure it out. you ruined it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know.
I'm not the one that came up with that word, with that term, but I'm going to adopt it from now on. I was because the presentation started late and the crash that caused them to extend the presentation. I told the management at the venue that we were at we were probably going to be gone by 6 o'clock. The presentation didn't finish until like 15 minutes after, so I was like worried that we were going to get in trouble for that. So I missed part of the facial protocol video because I talked to the management and taking care of other stuff. But overall, I did like the presentation. I thought last year was better, but I mean that's nitpicking really because it's still. I mean, for me, it was still a pretty good presentation. The thing that what blew my mind. I'm a ship person, and I like the 600i trailer for that. When the complaint about it though is that they went 40 seconds with just audio before having anything visual with the people walking out, and I was wondering if there's something wrong with the stream or like did it blacked out for a while. But no, that was intended.
Also,
but
that volume control was bad because when it came in, it was just like on the violin. I was just like, oh my god, my ears! What the fuck just did I listen to? So
The music over it was out of control.
Yeah.
During most of the presentation.
We were watching on a big screen TV, so none of us were using headphones. So that's why we couldn't tell whether or not I couldn't tell whether or not the channels were separate when the face went to left and right, and so it sounded okay to me. But we were in a restaurant and bar, and so we had background stuff like that. We had to turn up the TV to accommodate for that. But so I like the 600i commercial. I have a Constellation Phoenix. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to trade in the Constellation Phoenix and get a 600i. But I already have another big chip, which is the Manual Instrument, and that's going to be my mainstay. So I don't really need it either. But so that's the decision I'm going to have to make. And I like the I didn't like something blew my mind was I didn't know what they were going to do when that Ursa rover got destroyed trying to go up that ramp. Because I knew it messed up everything. Plus, the way the Ursa rover got destroyed, I thought that looked cool.
that's pretty cool. Awesome. Was there anything spectacular you saw that you liked?
I did like the space battles.
Yeah.
Space battles got me. And I mean, And I still, to this day, I've seen it before, but every time a ship leaves and enters atmosphere, I love that. I love that effect.
How about you, Grokkies?
Okay. So I know they tried their best with the role-playing stuff, but oh man, that was so bad.
Dude, I don't think anyone in the universe thinks that was even good. I don't think there's a single fucking person.
There's a couple things with that. One, you have a team of writers that wrote a script for Squadron 42. Have them write a script for this that actually is better.
A script with no actors though doesn't do no good.
Or if they did write that script, I'm worried about Squadron 42 now. So it's one of those two things in there, and I'm really hoping it's not the second one. Secondly, if you're gonna do role playing, you have voice actors that you've used for the game. You have actors. Bring them in. Bring in professionals for a presentation.
Or, they've flown out they have three streamers who are used to being on camera and are natural with improvising at least a little bit.
Yeah.
They're probably a little more worried about having people that could do the routine of the engine, and then the voice acting was very secondary to them. But I agree, it was super cringe. But you can tell they're reading a script.
Yeah.
So she
but
was.
If you rehearse that like they did, they get someone can learn. There are plenty of voice actors out there that can learn how to play the game while actually doing that stuff.
What blew my fucking mind,
they could have brought in.
What really insanely blew my mind was the fact that when they crashed, they did this. They were like speedrunning it, but they were saying all this like, "What the fuck are you doing? Just shut up and just go." They were like doing the shit. I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That's a point where you can improv stuff. You
just run
professionals for that, and
My favorite was when they jumped the Idris and they saw the other Idris, and he fires a railgun blast right underneath the nose, and then he's like, calls him. He's like, "Hey, I think we got a problem here." I would have just been like, "Fire everything back!"
Yeah.
It's like, like you don't call a guy after he lights a railgun past your nose or your ship. It's like that's beyond the communication point.
I understand a shot across the bow, but when you're shooting like the 6-inch gun or like the 12-pounders,
the big gun
at you. That's not a shot across the bow. That's I'm about to fucking fight you, bitch, and I missed because I'm terrible at shooting.
Yes.
Yeah, or you call them up and you do the whole thing where it's like, hey, let's talk about that, and you get ready to fire everything at him while
Captain Kirkham
distracted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Captain Kirkham.
Yep.
So there's a lot better they could have done with that stuff. But for something I like though, and this is from the face side, and the tech that goes into it is actually the face stuff. And I didn't like the hard sell on the cam, but if that camera does have a chip, that's impressive in a lot of ways because that's actually home performance capture equipment then. If that SDK plus a camera that tracks the face, if you mount that somewhere right around here, you have facial capture without having to dot everything up. You have another stage of performance capture. Like, that's more of a step up than just for the game.
I will say that the company, if you look at the company that actually does it, they are actually a professional mocap studio company. Like they do professional mocap as their main work, and I'm sure that they worked with Star Citizen with Squadron 42 because they have offices in L.A. and Austin. So makes sense that they would have a
I looked them up after. So the technology of that was impressive, especially if that camera has a chip in it. Not to mention the lens that is designed for it, because I have family members that are professional photographers. I took classes at a college level for photography stuff. I worked for companies doing image stuff. That was some of my first software jobs. So that type of technology and how it can actually work, I understand a lot of the intricacies that go behind it. And to do that type of processing and live capture is more difficult than people would think. It usually will crash a system pretty hard. So being able to do that, integrating it into a game engine on the fly and keep it in time, that's a ridiculous amount of processing to do. And yeah, there was some glitchiness with the way the faces were tracking it. Obviously, it needs some work and polish, but for it to be to that level already on integration, that's an extensively impressive amount of tech that just it starts to shift the industry, because the more we get to interact with people and cross the uncanny valley and that threshold where we become our characters more, it brings the immersion more. So you identify with everyone around you. It brings that human connection that you're lacking. So when you go to maybe, murder someone in an alley, now you're actually going to see the horror on their face.
If you actually go look at their Twitter last night, sometime a couple hours after the presentation, they actually tweeted that hey, we'll have more info, more to show, and we'll be back presenting at SystemCon. There will be more information around SystemCon, and they also said that this product was going to be launching soon. So I don't know what soon for Star Citizen in Star Citizen language.
So here's
2 weeks.
Here's some of the facts. If you saw the bunker, the Fallout bunker that they put the guys in who were doing the performance, the whole thing. If you looked at their screens, go back and review it. All of their cameras are that camera.
One of them was the prototype one. Melissa had the prototype with the branding. The other ones were probably pre that production line because they had a white casing around them. But
So the camera is probably in production, which is probably the reason why. And they've been they've been using them because they've at least been using them for this test.
Now, here's the thing. There's actually some misinformation floating around chat about how this stuff works. Someone a little while ago, while you're talking, Graki, said the camera doesn't guys just be a webcam. The webcam doesn't have face tracking software built into it. We're not saying that. The whole thing about the chip is if you have a track IR, which is just head tracking, it's not facial tracking, it's just head tracking. That tracking is a calculation, right? Like a calculation that the game is doing all the time. Games are just it's just math, right? What you're doing is you're adding another math problem that your CPU has to solve, which is that tracking. And real-time spatial tracking is intense. There's a reason fucking VR requires insane specs. It's because that shit requires fucking power. It's like real-time 3D spatial tracking is not. It's not insane. I'm not saying you're gonna have 2 FPS. I'm saying it's still something. And if you're min-maxing like I am insane, I want 1,000 FPS, that might be significant. So what TrackIR does is there actually is a miniature processor, it's not insane. It's not like a phone processor. It's like a miniature little processor in that thing that is doing the calculation. It's hooked up to your computer USB, and the calculation's done on the device, and it processes it, and it sends the pre-processed data to your computer, so it doesn't have to do the processing on the CPU. Doesn't have to do anything. It just has to take the result.
Calculation.
Yeah, exactly. Now, whether or not it has that or not is essentially the make or break.
All right.
Yeah.
So
key part.
Fast Cart, you were going to say something?
Oh, I was just like that was a show ago before we got on the air. I heard some talk that maybe the tracking won't recognize beard as well, or if you wear glasses, it may mess up the tracking. And also, I my own worry is that sometimes new technology doesn't recognize dark skin as well as light skin.
That's famous. True. Google's famous for that because their face recognition technology didn't work.
Wasn't there a fucking camera app they released that got banned in some Asian country because every single person of someone Asian, it would say you blinked during this fucking photo.
Yeah,
they got a ton of shit.
And it was registering anyone with dark skin as a gorilla.
Yeah, that one was Google.
Yeah, that was Google.
That was Google.
Yeah, and the reason why that it is 100% because they don't test it on people of color. Or of with various facial recognition. Yeah. It's the same reason why voice recognition software is if you're Australian or Scottish good fucking luck getting voice recognition software to fucking understand you, because they never test it with that. If you have any kind of accent other than the very basic, like, California accent that exists out there in the American California
Mid-Atlantic
accent.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to have a pretty neutral one. Even Deep South has trouble
With voice acting. Yeah, voice recognition. So it's because they don't test it.
I also know it's early days, they said, of the product, but I found it a little concerning that they said it was work in a low light environment, and they directly, you saw on like his monitor, he had like a full photo light wrapped right there to kind of illuminate him.
Yeah.
And you can see it going all wonky throughout the whole demo. Like his jaw, every time they turned him, he was like either slack jawed or something else going on with him the entire time. And that's where they cued it in, and they had a rep probably come there and cue it in themselves. So for me to think I'm going to be able to be, unless I got these big photo lights and all that stuff, have it perfectly tuned in and all this stuff, I don't know. I have my doubts.
If you watched him, though, when he was on camera and focusing, he did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mouth was open. His focus face had his mouth open.
And
so
plus he had looked at the keyboard too. So
So real quick, how popular do you think this is going to be in game for Star Citizen? Like,
I'm going to use the shit out of it.
Honestly, if it uses a regular webcam, which most people have now on a lot of PCs, just because of all of the use of, face-to-face stuff.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, using a regular webcam, a lot of people will at least try it. And if they identify with their characters more and see people doing that, it'll probably become more popular just to use it and try it out. And if they actually get it polished proper, it'll become something beyond a gimmick.
Right.
Like everyone's called new technology a gimmick forever. Like the internet, just a gimmick. PCs, just a gimmick. Like these things, they're gimmicks.
Fucking calculators, it's a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
if it gets polished up and people find a way to identify with it and use it, it moves beyond gimmick into a useful technology.
The biggest thing is if it takes away the issues like what we have with Track IR, like what Dolvac was saying, we have to hook in the wires, we have to do all this other stuff. I love Track IR, but I don't need to be more wired up than I already am for every game I play. If it's simply like I already have a webcam here, turn it on, I will at least use it for the video calls because that's just cool. Yep. I might not sit there and make faces at my buddy for like 6 hours, beyond the first week, but I'll just naturally use it because it'll just be there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And guys, we got a lot of people in chat that are, well, I shouldn't say a lot of people. There's a couple people in chat that keep saying, "Oh, this, it's just who's going to use this? What's it good for? It's an MMO, guys. It's a MMO. If you have any friends or if you want to just make friends, you're going to be doing a lot of face-to-face chatting. This just adds that little tiny bit of immersion in there.
I guarantee you, guarantee you as well. People are like, well, I'd never use this. 99% of people would never use this. And the answer is, you're going to have to be dealing with people for jobs. The best jobs are going to be with players and probably in very low security areas. So, and most people, like straight up, I know organizations which will not let you on their Discord because Discord has, or in TeamSpeak, both of them have funky ways of doing security stuff. So you have to go through a song and dance to get someone on a fucking Discord or a TeamSpeak, and you don't want them to know too many things about what you do or have access to chat logs or anything like that because you don't know who the fuck they are, but you're just taking a job from them. More than likely, if the VoIP works, then people will do that. And if people have VoIP, they may just do VoIP just because it's cool to have like the camera, and because you do voice, like video comms. It's not just voice comms, the video stuff as well.
I'll probably put this on because unless you're even using third person, I'd just leave it on and running. Why do I care? I mean, for the people who are arguing against using it, why not use it? Because you're not looking at yourself then if you don't care in the first place. I'd just leave it on because I think it'll look really weird if you go to a video call and everybody else is like, hey, what's going on? And you're like, like your mouth isn't moving. It'll probably be the opposite effect.
Or it's flapping.
Kenny, is that you?
What's funny though is a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, they need to focus on other things as well." I highly doubt they have 300 of their 400 employees working on the video voice.
Great, I'm completely with you on this. Like, something that's been bugging me for the past couple days, like literally past 24 hours, I guess. People saying, like, "Oh my God, it's feature creep." Motherfuckers, this shit was in the stretch goals from
it was in one of the stretch goals. The facial thing was in the stretch goals.
Not to mention,
like 23 million, I think. It's like 23 or 24 million.
I have to look.
And
built by another company that they're
Yeah,
just integrating.
And
They probably
even
had
if it
them
fucking
integrated.
wasn't, do you seriously think that like
22 million.
no,
22
yeah,
million stretch goal.
22 million, but it's like people. Do you actually want people to stop doing work at CIG and just sit on their ass and get paid?
Yeah, of course,
what you
because
want?
that's feature creep. Let's just have them sit in the back office.
Look, Star Citizen is going to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
I know that. You know that. Like, as someone who follows the game, everyone watching, I hope, would know that.
Yeah.
We are probably 2 years out at minimum from having something that is like
Base
finished.
viable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whenever they go to beta, beta should at least be a year long. Whenever that happens, I mean,
so
like, people are like thinking
anyway,
it's gonna launch like that.
the point of this is that like a lot of what is going to be happening over the next 3 years, maybe not like right now, but in like definitely like a year from now, is going to be art assets and content. The shit that they've been doing for a long period of time is fucking technical shit and like base background stuff, and we're gonna have like all this shit has been like hiring programmers and like technical designers, all this shit, like ironing all this background stuff out. Then you're gonna have like people making content, people making art assets. That's what most of this shit is gonna be for the foreseeable future. Maybe not right now because you're still ironing out like actual technical
And
things right now. But the thing they're gonna get to is those people aren't gonna keep building the engine like low level tech shit forever.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna start working on quality of life. They're gonna start working on making things like polish, or start working on like these quality of life features like that stuff.
I actually feel kind of sorry for Jay Lee, because Jay Lee seemed to have a time period when he was just waiting, just like, all right, I gotta wait for like shit to catch up, and then like 3.0 is hit where it is, and he's just like just working all the time because he's got to make 700 fucking clothing items for 3.0, and so that's the situation. That's the ebb and flow of game development. It just sometimes you just end up with nothing to do, and sometimes you have stuff to do. And if you can get those people, and anyone who's ever worked in their life knows that it's an ebb and flow of work. It's like there's times
in software.
there's times you just have nothing to do, and you still have to show up and collect a paycheck. And if you can get those people who, when they're doing nothing, to do something else, cross-train them in something else, specialize in something else, then suddenly you increase performance. So that's kind of what they do. But it's important to understand
Let me be very clear with this.
I don't believe anybody's sitting around doing nothing there. I don't think there's one person.
Facial tracking.
Not Russia.
There's the fucking stupid fucking face over IP shit. In no way has delayed fucking Star Citizen.
Right. It's
all
like this,
the fucking shit.
just like
That's
the ship
not
cells.
one.
Just like the ship cells. Motherfuckers are like, why are you doing another ship cell when we need engine work? Because the artists don't do fucking engine work, you fucking whiny pricks. That's why. So they're going to fucking sell a ship. You fucking...
But also, think about the mechanics behind this. You already have a company that specializes in this type of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
The faces are already rigged, right? That's how they designed the rigging for mocap with all these artists, all these different actors. It's already rigged. They probably just gave them the model and said, okay, rig this up for us. Do it, and we'll see about it. I don't think they need, all right, we need 20 CIG employees to work on this. I don't think so. I think it was an easy handoff. If you can prove the product to us, we'll use your faceware product.
Yeah.
I think it was
one engineer to integrate an SDK and one animation artist to make sure the rigging actually
That's
connects.
what I'm saying.
And you have QA guys who are when they're between builds on like 3.0 or something, whatever they're working on. They're just like, hey, here's this, test this for us, and so they test it.
And the hour for Sean Tracy to film the video demo, and that's it. And then you're wrapped.
Or that other, let me go over that company put their QA people in there for you. Because they want to show off.
Let me go over my thoughts and opinions, but one of the big things that I need,
I didn't get my last one.
Yeah, what's your last one? Rocky?
Finish? I didn't get the super cool thing.
What's the super cool thing that you're looking for?
Not for how cool they look, the two Idrises, which I did have a problem with how fast they exploded, because it's like, how the hell do you get to the escape pods on that thing if it goes off that quick? That did bother me. Like,
I think we pointed out earlier that they didn't have shields up.
Even things like the Starfarer right now, how fast it'll detonate. It's like, it's got escape pods everywhere, and the thing blows up in a half second. So it's like, you got to work on the detonation times of those.
Time to kill.
It's the tech that was involved with putting two capital ships with people that were actually inside each, with fighters flying around them, all in the same scene after leaving the moon so that they're all inside the system. That's a lot of fucking data going on behind the scenes. And yeah, there were a couple systems that lagged a little bit here and there, so they still got to work on that, and everyone knows that they got to work on the server side, which is where I'm pretty sure the problem was. It looked like the server hiccup.
Well, when you drive two football fields near pass by each other, you're gonna have a frame drop. I mean, that's just happens.
But it was only one of the fighters frame dropped. That was the big thing. It was someone out in a fighter got frame dropped, but the two, like everyone else, there was still running pretty smooth.
Yeah.
So for them to throw that in there was impressive as hell. And of course, I'm also obliged because of what they did for the second run through to say it was the best thing ever because they hugged 2 fucking Idrises.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember?
It was a capital ship hug. They fucking did it. It was so big that it actually crashed it.
And you probably got excited as hell too. Look at the
The cool part about it, Rocky's,
holy shit, they hugged them. Yeah, my thing.
The cool about thing about it said they hugged him, and then the one that hugged the other one fucking fired a railgun shot straight through it as it hugged it. It was just
inside its gut.
It was like the ultimate like ramming speed, and then you're just gonna unload everything I have into your corpse.
You know what?
Like,
I hugged my wife that way.
And now we know why Gray has so many children.
The railgun.
He's as quick as a railgun
He
shot.
did it without any shield. That's how he did it.
So, like, if you guys will like take a journey back in time for a moment, maybe in like 2013. There's like a ripple effect right now. I want you all to enter your mind palace with me, okay? We're gonna take a journey back in time.
Jon Snow's not in.
Shut the fuck up.
He's not.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay,
Okay, so
gray-headed gamer.
okay, so I remember distinctly. I don't remember exactly when this was. I think it was pre-ATV, so we're talking like Wingman's Hangar. Chris Roberts was talking about capital ship combat, and like it was some question someone had asked, and he had specific. He was talking about like, I don't think you're gonna be able to see someone. Like you'll see like a player model representing someone through a window, but if you actually like were to go up to another ship, you won't see them like walk around or actually like something represent them because it'll be another instance. And Chris Roberts, the visionary, insane person who overestimates and is super optimistic about everything, that's where he was with it. Like I want you to. That's where he fucking was, and look where the fuck we are today.
Yeah.
And like he was talking about like. People were like, "Oh my god, we're never gonna get to like giant capital ships with like tons of like fucking fighters everywhere shooting at each other and all fighting each other at the same time." Like that's so far away, and it's like we don't have the fucking netcode really done yet, and we're like, "Okay, we're here. Here we are, done, donezo,
Polish
shit
time.
working."
Yeah, get the netcode up to spec, polish it, but they are just that edge from it now, and that is a lot of data to put working on screen at the same time. Yes, it might have been a specific build to demo this, but it is off their development mainline, utilizing 3.0's tech, and as they said, 3.0 has everything in there minus 2. FOIP and the Idris. They didn't put the Idris in. It still needs some work, obviously, because ramps equal death. Fucking fix the ramps. Jeez.
Or just not have a ramp. Have a
just turn off the engine and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't just there, right? Because on the Gamescom floor, they like I think Meyer died like
the engine's on.
trying to get inside one of the things with the ramp. Yeah,
I got that.
There's-
Yeah,
ramps are a deadly thing. We need warning stickers for ramps.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Ramps in Star Citizen are to Arma's doors.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Doors will fucking kill you.
Every
Yeah.
time you enter or use one, there's like a 50% chance your kneecaps are just gonna explode into space.
Yeah.
Like you might exit the fucking planet. Who knows? It's like a fucking it's like a loot box. You open it and the surprise is death.
It's a 50-50.
There you
It's a
go.
game of 50-50 on Reddit.
We're talking about like, oh my god, it starts to have loot boxes. It's called fucking ramps, and the reward is not dying.
There you
So my thoughts on the whole thing. What I really liked about it was the one thing that a lot of people complained about was like, oh, the roleplay was bad and it was just the same thing as 3.0. The difference between this 3.0 demo and the demo we saw last year was that this 3.0 demo was working on the tech that we know is going to be in 3.0, a lot of the base tech. We saw inventory management, we saw purchasing, we saw early versions of subsumption AI. A lot of people are like, oh, that's just like Skyrim. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. As long as it makes me feel like they can work on it to make it so it's super better. But if that's the level that they can get at, who gives a shit? It's just like making the world more interesting than just a bunch of dudes who are going to probably be half naked running around screaming racist epitaphs anyways, because it's an MMO. That's what happens in an MMO. But
it wouldn't be an MMO without it. Look, unless people are like doing circles on around the bank, like I need people like
people run around
into
going
each other at the vendors. Like that's what I need.
People go around going China number one in PUBG all the time. It's become a fucking meme, you know. At this point,
I do it.
I was gonna say I thought Gio just did that out of habit now. It's like I say, hey Gio, how you doing? He's like Johnny number one. I'm like, oh, yeah. And when I run around PUBG, I'm like, is Gio in here?
So having not underscore running around naked, you know, like and actually seeing like NPCs walking around and doing shit, even if it's just kind of it's like man, it's a little like what we have already. That's good. It populates the universe with something interesting. So I liked it. So that was a good example. They actually got out into a rover, drove the rover to a ship, got into a ship, flew the ship out of an atmosphere to a planet, then down into that planet's atmosphere or moon, into the moon, landed on the moon, went out and did a mission, came back, had a fight, ended up going on like the whole like progression. It shows you a lot of the stuff that people are like, we've never seen this outside of a scripted gameplay. And it's like, this is scripted, but it's scripted using assets that we already know exist in game and we've seen before.
And by scripted, we mean like a written script.
Yeah, like do this. Yeah. It's like a set of instructions for the people playing.
Yes, and to a degree, that more than likely they probably stripped out everything out they didn't need from that 3.0 build or locked it out because they were going to do that one mission for that one thing. They're not going to do some rando mission that they picked up on the mission boards or whatever. They're just going to do a mission that they were supposed to do because it's set in stone. And that's how CIG...
how much memory they had on those machines.
That's the thing about it is that people are like, but it's like, yes, it is a build built for a demonstration. However, it is still using assets to show off the game. So it was important. I think that was the important part that I took away from it. What I didn't like was them hawking a camera in the middle of that has nothing to do with Star Citizen in the middle of a game. It felt demeaning to the people who've been working on the game because like it was supposed to say, hey, we're showing off this game, showing off to the backers. We brought in streamers to show off the game. We've been playing the game on the floor for all these other people. It was about the community and it was about even selling the game to the public. Then suddenly there's a fucking infomercial in the middle of this goddamn thing for a company I've never fucking heard of. Yeah. Hey, you're this camera, it does this, it slices, it dices, it renders in 720p. Bye. You know, it's
all for $19.99.
Yeah, it's like it was fucking insulting. I think that was to me.
Can you imagine how bad of a situation we would all be in? Everyone here, if there was like a fucking QVC for Star Citizenship.
Oh my God,
Jesus Christ.
That would be fucking awful.
And isn't that subreddit for that?
I'd be homeless.
But that's
you know what
I'm doing for a new Twitch channel now.
Astro, you said it the best right there. That did seem out of place. That seems almost more like a commercial or advertisement than giving the backers what they want to see. All of a sudden, we had a fucking commercial in the middle of it. I didn't think of it that way until you just said that.
To our fucking web camera.
Good point.
And I looked at all those things. This is going to be a $150 to $200 web camera. They're selling $140, but because it has RSI logo on it. Like it felt like something you would see with EA or Ubisoft. Be like, hey, we've got this branded merchandise at the end of every big presentation. It felt bad, and it felt not what the spirit of Star Citizen.
Astro, I'm going to feel bad when I buy it too. I'm saying right now.
I'm not buying it.
When I buy that motherfucker, I'm going to be like, damn it.
You know, and the problem is that I'm almost 100% sure it'll be marked up because this company is brand new, has never done a commercial market. They've done like other businesses, but this is the first commercial product they've created. So I have no doubt they'll mark it up. And my problem, the other problem I have with this is that let's look at the history of CIG with working with other companies. We've got Mad Catz failed.
Mad Catz.
CG Bot fucking failed because they kept having problems with like issues. Ilphonic. Let's not talk about fucking Ilphonic. Behavior bailed on the last minute. Like every single outside source they've worked with, they have had issues with. They eventually had to bring it in.
Time out. Wait, hold on.
Behavior, this time it'll be different.
Yeah, yeah. Behavior should not be on that list. Behavior had their own game to work on, and CIG decided to branch off. All those I agree, totally agree, but Behavior's not in that list.
Man, Behavior had their own subpar, shitty, weird, glitchy, fucking rip-off game.
And also, wait, I also want to say, I'm just joking. I'm not buying that fucking camera. I'm totally joking about that.
No, and Moon Collider as well. The problem, Moon Collider left. I mean, they're in to a degree, varying degrees, they've had successes, but at the very end, they've had to bring all of these in house, and with Mad Catz, they failed. So my thought is, and all of these companies had experience in the commercial market, or like either making video games or making commercial products before this. This company is brand new to the commercial scene. So my confidence level in this whole thing is rock bottom with these guys. I'm not buying a $200 camera, which will not have firmware support, after a year, because the company is either closed down shop or whatever. Like, that's my problem. I'll buy a lot.
But don't you think they choose these companies based on the fact the company has a need and they're willing to work with CIG? Because I think the whole reason they don't work with Logitech or anybody, because Logitech won't give CIG everything they want on their controllers. They won't give them everything with this company. So I think it's like you find a company that's either new or maybe is in a transitional phase where it might have a little trouble, and they get a better deal. I think that's where all this like ill-fated partnerships keeps coming from.
Go ahead.
Real quick. So you say you don't have confidence in the company because it's a branding company. Cloud Imperium Game is a branding company too. We just heard of Ring Commander and Chris Roberts. So
yeah, but
I don't know the background behind
the difference. The difference between that and that is that, like, the people who are working in CIG have made games before. These people have never made a commercial product before, as far as I understand. This is the first commercial thing. When I say commercial, I mean it's being brought to people. They're not going to another company and doing a motion capture. They're actually putting out a piece of hardware. They've never seemed to have done that before. They've developed internal
bring
stuff.
A product to consumers instead of working with another company.
Yes,
it's very different.
The thing is that it works with any kind of web game. The thing is the software, not necessarily the camera. But that was what really pissed me off for the presentation. The whole presentation I thought was actually a pretty good presentation. People said, "Oh, it's crashed," and I'm like, "I don't give a fuck that it crashed. It's a alpha build that they made of a demo of shit that may or may not work in the near future. It's par for the course when it comes to CIG stuff." Was the role playing cringy? Yeah, it was cringy, and I really hope they stop it. But it's a trend in video games. Anthem, the Division, Ghost Recon Wildlands, like, they have been doing this for a while, and
they all need to cut it the fuck out.
Yes.
Okay.
Professionals.
I think we're all in agreement here. So let's all raise our hands. Let's have a death pact.
Whoa. Dolvac and Death Pact? No,
Listen. When we all inevitably make our fucking unboxing videos of this shit, let's all agree right here to be very angry.
Yes, okay. Fuck it. I'll be angry. Like, look at this shit. Look, it's fucking RSI.
God damn it. Fucking making me buy
I won't be angry because the only way I'm getting one is if they send me one.
Yeah,
right.
I'll sell out like a motherfucker for it because I got it for free.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to I remember at the beginning of the presentation when they were doing the script and the acting and stuff like that, they kept on talking over each other, Chris Roberts and the performers and the QA testers and stuff like that. So I was having a hard time following what was going on sometimes. But it turns out I later learned that the QA testers who were doing the talking bits, they couldn't hear Chris Roberts. They were in the basement somewhere. So I thought that they, like last year they were all together. So I thought they were doing the same this year. But no, they were in two separate instances. I can figure that.
So
Yeah.
that was like my biggest issue. Like the technical stuff didn't bother me at all. The other thing was, and I think this was an accident, but they sandwiched the same ship commercial in between their failures, which again,
Yeah.
I'm kind of not okay with that. Let's push a $400 ship constantly because it's a bad PR move. Yeah, people like it, and the commercial's all right.
We haven't even gotten to that. We haven't even gotten to the fucking 600. Jesus.
God damn it. God fucking damn it. Okay. I'm just looking at the time and I'm like, God, fuck me, man.
Yeah, we're not even to the questions from chat. Didn't we
Lightning
realize how
lightning
fast
round.
this would go?
Yeah, I knew it was going to be.
The
But
question is asked one from the whole panel. That's it.
Yeah. Cute cart campaign. Yeah, I do have my Superman curl that comes up every once in a while.
Hi, Jay Lee. Hi,
But,
Jay Lee. I'm the biggest fan. We were
the-
just talking about Jay Lee.
The thing that really wowed me was actually the fact that they had like the background stuff for Levski. I don't know, like before it was just blank space. Now you could actually see what kind of you would see from a celestial body like Levski, which was broken pieces of Levski orbiting around Levski because it's like a what is it called? Not a
It's a
planetoid.
planet.
It is a planetoid. It is a planetoid.
It's a dwarf planet. That's what they call it. A dwarf
Dwarf
planet.
planet, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a planet that's not quite fully formed yet, and so as a result, it still has lots of junk floating around in its orbit because
You're bringing back my Pluto fucking PST
Yeah.
DS whatever shit they call that.
PTSD.
Yeah, that one.
Now and the things that's important to say
Pluto.
is fuck Pluto, all
You hear
Pluto.
about Pluto? That's messed up.
That's messed up, man.
Pluto's-
Solidarity for Pluto. Solidarity for Pluto.
If
I'm
you
just
want
gonna say
come
that.
on.
If you want to love the dwarf planet, you can love the dwarf planet.
It's a planet.
I'm
Pluto's a planet. Pluto's a
Pluto is a
planet.
total full-fledged planet. You son of a bitch.
It just
full-fledged.
loves its brother. All right, it just loves its brother a lot. Okay.
Kind of like Jamie and Cersei. It's fine. Right? Fucking fine.
So
Not like Jon Snow.
yeah, it's a planet like Ceres, yeah. But that's what's really impressive. Is just look at the vista on that and like the lighting and everything they did with that. Like the fact of the matter is that probably was just some background images, but in the future, like you could actually go to those pieces of Levski and like fly around them and like get out in EVA and touch them, because that's how CIG does that. That was what impressed me, was just how well they made planets look cool.
I'm pretty sure they were actually there.
We're still not quite back to that original 2015 teaser video where it said the fucking Levski coming fucking soon.
Yeah.
Guess not, fuckers.
But overall, I would say that, and the other big thing is that people say, oh, well, this was just going to delay. It's like, none of these things delayed. None of these things are going to be in 3.0, except for the basic stuff. The big highlights, which was Idris and FOIP, are not going to be in 3.0. They're probably not going to be in 3.1. They're probably not going to be until 2 years, year plus, 2 years from now. Just because that's how CIG works. Anything we see now is 1 to 2 years away. Do not get yourself excited over FOIP because it's not soon.
Fuck you, I'm excited.
The interest is probably pretty close, though, considering they've been working on that for so long.
Yeah,
screw
but
you.
they're
I'm
not,
excited, Astro. I'm not listening to you at all.
but they can't. We'll save it for Not So Sober Saturday. All right, save it for Not So Sober Saturday. All right.
one thing I should say is that the price increase for the Cutlass Black and probably the Cutlass Killer is soon, whenever 3.0 comes out. So if you're worried about
Cutlass
that.
Aquila?
Yes, the Cutlass
Cutlass
Aquila is the
Aquila.
new ship that they just announced.
That's like the Ursa Nox.
It's just like it.
Oh,
I might
God.
buy that though, Nurse and Knox. That would be cool.
The Ursa Nox coming soon.
Super
just a fucking-
fast.
it's just a Nox, but just has 6 wheels on the sides.
Yeah.
After
Because
seeing
it's
the Knox fly around, it might need 6 wheels on the side.
God damn. It needs a kickstand. That Nox needs a kickstand, so you can kick it up and
Something.
Yeah.
I saw people
Okay, I'm
roll
doing
the stuff.
I'm on my nope.
Let's move on to the other big part of the presentation, which was the 600 and this week. Was there anything Like we all talked about who owns the 600 or not. Was there anything that you liked about the 600? Disliked?
Wait. You know what, guys? I know everyone's got their things. It had a very beautiful, like, clean future look to it.
Yeah.
It really did. It's one of those where you have that grungy, let's say, Blade Runner look. It's that grungy sci-fi future. Then you have that beautiful Star Wars clean future. This is very on the clean future look. And
like
I
the
think
Defiant.
it's beautiful. I won't buy it, but it's beautiful.
I'll buy it in game.
Oh yeah,
in game.
It's a goal for me to get in game because it actually has a bar in it, so I can actually turn that thing into like the Astro Pub, and it's small enough that it's
The
decent.
Astro Strip Club.
The Astro Strip Club.
I at this point until I see the Q&A, I feel it's kind of like a model. It's really beautiful to look at, but completely useless in my life.
You would take a model. Yeah, I got
Well,
you.
it's the Connie Phoenix. So what if people were going to use that? But I like the
For
I like the way the
jacuzzis?
Connie.
I mean, come on, man. That's the game-breaking
the hot
performance
tub,
right
the
there.
hot tub, yeah.
If there is no if there's no fun in the hot tub for this game, then it's totally unplayable. This game's completely
But
worthless.
I,
600
I,
had
I, I really like. I really like the way the Connie Phoenix looks. I like the wood paneling and stuff like that. It makes it look luxurious. But this one has luxurious on a whole different level. So
Yeah.
I
Like
actually,
up here.
I really like the image that they released of the cockpit, the bridge rather. It feels like some Star Trek ass shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it feels like you should have fucking like wood paneling and like be some Star Trek ass shit. And like, speaking of fucking bridges, what the fuck is the Idris viewpoint of the pilot? Like it's looking directly into a fucking strut. Like not like, oh god, this strut is like kinda obscuring a little bit of vision.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you can't see anything else but strut.
You don't-
It's 99% strut.
You don't fly an Idris. You don't
Yeah,
fly
but
an
this is,
Idris.
like, why could it have been a little bit to the right? It's not aero. What the fuck?
Are we seriously going to get into the strut conversation about a giant fucking capital ship?
Here we
Oh,
go.
boy, I
Let's
can't
sit
wait
here.
to,
Fuck
Here
it.
we go.
Dolvac said.
Don't
Dolvac
worry,
said.
Dolvac, you pilot the Idris by fucking like.
I don't think it's supposed to be flown that
Stop
way.
look at the radar.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I don't want to look out the window anyway. Nothing interesting going out there except for another fucking Idris.
Stop the presses, everyone. We need to go back to your
head.
We need to go back to the drawing board because Dolvac wants to redesign the whole fucking ship. Because his fifis are hurt and he can't see the fucking outside because there's a strut in his left side of his view. Fuck it, it's done.
Yeah, because like the last time the fucking community is like, guys, there's like maybe a fucking strut issue with the whole fucking javelin, and the CIG was like, oh, we're not gonna move this 2 feet to the left. It's too much work, guys. That didn't fucking happen. They changed that shit.
But we all know everything about what we saw with the Idris, even though it was glorious, was like rigged up and stuff. I mean, all the guns firing and everything. They didn't have enough people on the ship to shoot all the guns.
No.
You know, it was like everything on there. So I really hope that is not the primary way you fly an Idris. Is like, you know, you got Jack in the corner with a joystick. And it's like, good luck.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll all be okay. I'm
Hey,
like, I'd rather have plot
fucking
coordinates and do
cease.
something.
I'm still
Jay
on
Lee-
this shit. I'm
Jay
still
Lee,
here.
could you go ahead and work on that, Jay
Fucking-
Lee? Appreciate it.
Great.
Yeah, can you move that strut 3 feet?
42.
We know you're a professional character artist that has millions of things to do, but if you could get on that Idris and move
Yeah.
that strut, we'd
Oh,
really
my-
appreciate it.
you all motherfuckers. Rayhard
Cut that,
42 in
cut
chat.
that cutlass.
Okay,
Cut
look,
the
I
cutlass, dude.
understand that it's not a necessary component to the pilot capital ship. I understand that it's mostly going to be instrument based. Does that mean like, oh boy, I don't want like it'd be pretty? Like, what the fuck are you going to be doing?
Let's go to the bosun.
Like,
Let's go to
look
the
at the
bosun
weapon.
of a super
Because
carrier
there's
and
cool
tell
shit out
him that
there.
he has to be able to actually
Oh
see out
boy,
the
I
window.
like looking at my interface. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking play the entire game by instrument. I'm just gonna have my fucking mobiGlass up the entire fucking time. I didn't want to look at the fucking video game.
So I have a question for everyone. Can anyone tell what Novak is mad about? Because I can't tell at all.
He becomes unintelligible at some point when he goes on these rants.
I think it's about something about Jon Snow not being in Star
You shut
Citizen or
the
something.
fuck up.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure.
I need some rees in chat for Dolvac right there. I need some straight up rees.
Hey, Jay Lee, could you contact the other ship artists real quick?
You fucking
Make it a
silence
different
yourself.
model.
I'm writing. Hey, Paul, you
Different
want to
model of ship with a stripe right down the middle and put them all in Dolvac's account.
Right, I'm deleting you out of the current. Fucking banned.
Oh,
Welcome to Captain's Table, everybody.
I love you, Dolvac. I hate you, but I love you.
Yeah.
But no, but
hate
actually,
you.
I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna make a joke about how Dolvac's opinion is essentially how you handle Reddit, how Reddit exists, because that's all you hear on Reddit is like
It's
my.
pretty accurate to the level of discourse. Like, I
Yeah,
am
Dolvac
You
is
are
living Reddit.
Bro, you are Reddit. Dovak is Reddit. Dovak equals Reddit.
All right,
It's
so
an equation.
we're gonna do
Oh,
this.
wait.
Reddit in human form. He's
All right.
become sentient.
So
nobody
nobody,
responded.
nobody Darge and nobody Darge and nobody Jake or nobody Eris this, okay? So we can actually get through it and not have to explain or mire it and not have to explain every 5 fucking minutes about what exactly is going on in these questions, because we're gonna move on to the questions. So
Lightning round?
sort of lightning round. I want us to see if we can do it together rather than going off on wild ass tangents.
Good luck.
But lightning round, let's try it. We don't have a ton of questions, but exclamation point question or questions, exclamation point question, and exclamation point question mark in chat will bring you to a form. Click that form, and then you can put your name and then your question. You can ask it to individual cast members, to the whole cast. You can ask official CIG questions, which we don't know, and we won't. But we will answer them as if we were official CIG.
I just have one question. If you get a stupid question, don't have Dovak answer.
No, I'm gonna have Grocky's answer it in any accent he chooses.
Oh God, I'm terrible at accents.
It's either
Perfect.
Grocky's
Yes.
or Gray, because Gray is also really good at stupid question answering. Because
You know what, Fastcart? You come into my house on the day of my daughter's wedding, and you ask me not to answer questions for money, and you don't even recall. You don't even refer to me as Papa. Get the
I've
fuck
known
out
you
of here.
before you were Papa, so don't come with me with that.
Papa Tolvac's Happy Juice. That's where that came from. Papa
I'm not-
Tolvac's Happy
God,
Juice.
I'm fucking- like,
All right. So the first question comes from Zoldus. He says, "Hello guys, not to try to sound like an ungrateful or like an ass, probably sound like both. Considering the hype tweet from CIG Dev a couple of weeks ago about the greatest presentation for years, do you think he was referring to capital ships, or did I miss something, or do you think he was full of shit? I think it was Facebook, and I'm sure he was referencing FOIP and the Idris.
yeah, I think Idris.
Yeah, because the
I
thing about
think
the
Idris is the big thing.
because the thing about the Idris is that it's actually like, yeah, it wasn't a huge battle. It was four fighters and 2 Idrises. But if you had a ship the size of an Idris in 2.3.6 and they had 20 people or 10 people in that, if you had 10 people with those size of things, the server would just fucking end. It wouldn't even want to load. You would have 2 frames a second when they're in the same area.
Wasn't that guy who posted on Facebook a ship artist anyway?
Mm-hmm.
I think he was. So like probably Idris.
Next question comes from Human Evil, who asks, with the cap ship fight during the stream, do you think they will add the Idris into the game once we get the network server improvements when they come in 3.1 or 3.2?
Or 7.3.
We don't know. I mean, I don't think it's going to be in 3.2. I think we'll see it probably closer.
3.2 or later, not
later. 3.1.
3.2 is like the
Back
earliest.
from us until
Yeah.
Squadron 42.
Or how about until Squadron 42?
Yeah,
I think
and 3.2 may not even come out next year. It may come out in 2019. Like, we don't know. It's really hard to judge how fast they're going to be patching until we have 3.0 out and we start seeing how fast they patch.
I'm hoping after 3.0 is out, 3.1 and 3.2 doesn't take as long as this one did.
We
but
all
who
hope,
knows?
but we don't know.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Like I mean, just not to. I just say I expect the 2.0 to come out in May or June.
Yeah,
So.
I expect in July with the version, because originally in January I was like, it's not coming out until December because of what they were doing, and it looks like they were going to do a cut down version for 3.0, and then that cut down version became bigger again, so which is why it's coming out later.
And you know what everyone needs to remember too is the backbone of the game is being built now. When things come out after, it's going to be much faster. How does that mean in the next 2 months? No, but right now the most difficult systems are being put in game right now. So that is what's taking so much time. Once subsumption and all that stuff is in, then everything else will flow a little faster, not a lot faster, but a little faster. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, but I mean, 2.0 came took a while, but everything after 2.0, like 2.1, 2.2, those came.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say on the side is like we have thought that they were gonna be coming faster ever since. And to be fair, 2.1 came out pretty fast after 2.0, and we actually got through 2.5 pretty quickly in last year. Like last year's, people are like, oh yeah, it's gonna come faster. It's actually did come pretty fast. We had 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, and 2.5 and 2.6 within a 12-month period.
Yep.
6 patches.
You also got to remember, like the level of content actually contained within those, though, was actually not super small.
Yeah, and there wasn't much
like,
content because they were practicing doing more builds.
The jumps, like the 3.1, 3.2 jumps, are actually a lot more significant than the 2.1, 2.2.
Very true. Very true.
Like they have like straight up like planets and locations, and tons of shit. Like
Delta Patcher is going to help with that too.
the play area
3.0 though. 3.0 is the big build.
We hope. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like the big thing is that in the past, CIG has been making builds, and then essentially they take all the content that they built. You think of them as learning experiences. It sounds crazy, but that's how development works. Is sometimes you build new tech and it doesn't work right, and you're like, oh, we can do this better this way or that way. It's just how you work in a development platform.
All the 2 dot series were all just incremental tack-ons, right? We're talking about major content iterations on all the 3 series that we're looking at.
So we don't know if when it comes to 4.0 they have to redo the whole damn game again. We hope not. And I think CIG at this point is like 3.0 is the last time we're overhauling the whole fucking architecture, but we don't know. I'm hoping that's the case.
Hoping.
Yeah, we're hoping. Everyone is hoping that's the case. And if that's the case, in theory, that should speed up patching. Yes, there's more content, but once you've worked on the base level of stuff, it becomes easier to add things to that base. However,
foundation's in.
Yeah. However, 3.1 and 3.2 are also still part of the foundation. Like after 3.2, we may start seeing faster patches, but I'm still thinking 3.1 and 3.2 aren't going to come out until next year beyond. Like,
right. Yep.
All right. Next question comes from. We already talked about that. Zoldis asks, what's your thoughts about role-playing chat in Gamescom presentation? Have any company done it well? No company's done it well.
No, never.
Like even people are like, oh, the Anthem was great. Anthem was cringy as shit. You know?
Yeah, it was. They all were.
The answer is, if you're gonna do actual gameplay, like Eve did it okay because they took some stuff, but like I personally, I've talked with Tack on TV, and I've been talking with other people, and I'm hoping I can get everyone here involved, because I'm gonna meme the shit out of that presentation. I'm gonna like take the audio out and then replace it with what actually is gonna happen. Like when you're sitting there and you're listening to Eckhart talk, I'm just gonna be like, skip, shut the fuck up and give me the fucking mission, all right? I don't give a shit about your fucking flavor text. Let's move on, because that's what every gamer would do.
That's what everyone does.
When they were doing the redo. After the class, I was wondering, can they skip the tech from Eckhart? That doesn't look like a.
Oh my God! Shut up! Just give me the. I know
just
what
give me the mission.
They need that in everything. The audio skip, especially in the modules, right? Because who gets tired? All the guys I know that hate the race guy. All the guys that play Star Marine are sick and tired of like being ridiculed by the sergeant or the pirate. I'm gonna rack your head with a pipe. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Fair
Christ.
Salt has an active bounty on the race announcer. I can't remember his name.
I'm planning on killing him.
Yeah,
I want to go down
bounty
as a
Trevor
murderer
Bask.
in
Trevor
the game.
Bask.
Yeah, that's it.
Trevor Bask will die. The moment
Fair
that
Salt will pay $1 million.
I'm going for him.
Fair Salt will pay $1 million UEC to anyone who can.
He doesn't
kill
have to.
Bask. Yeah.
I'm the money. I'm doing this as a community fucking service.
Yeah. We're about to. He's about to go vigilante on Trevor Bask.
I'm hoping that there'll be like some kind of mission where you have to like either kidnap the race announcer on one side, or try to rescue him on the other side. No one's gonna rescue.
No one.
So next question, our next question comes from Human Evil, who says, "Why are people so pissed off about the role playing during stream? But because it's cringy and it's not professional, and it doesn't
that's all.
present. It doesn't present.
I'm not
well.
pissed off about it. I just found it feels like it detracted from what we were seeing. That's the only reason.
Yeah, because people will make fun of the role play instead of looking at the content.
Good
And I
point,
really
Mr.
believe they did the best they could. I mean, they're again,
Oh, yeah.
you know, so it's nothing against the CIG employees that were actually doing that. It's just we wish it was not done at all. I wish they wouldn't have attempted that.
I'm going to be honest.
Didn't
Like,
do
at the boy said this yesterday, I was just ignoring role play and just watching the visual.
Most of us were. I didn't even pay attention to the role play. When it cut in every once in a while, I was just like, "Oh my god, really?" Like,
Yeah.
I still
wasn't paying attention to
can't
that.
believe. I still can't believe the second time after the crash, they were like going through the script. I'm like, what the? Just.
I think they've been drilled so many times that they
Yes.
were
Yeah.
programmed. Because Chris was trying to tell him,
They were
just,
programmed.
forget it, just go on, because he's drilled them probably. You know,
Yep.
Though I
we
will say,
waterboarded him with hurricanes probably.
the role playing acting in that was still better than the Star Wars prequels acting.
do it.
I am of the opinion that if you're going to have like scripted, like fake voice comms in your game demo, you need to lean into it and make it so fucking insanely cringy that it works.
Misa-
Like,
Misa
the
don't think
only
so.
way, the only way to make it work
Sea
is
of
to
Thieves.
just like
Sea of
make it
Thieves.
like
Sea of Thieves
start-
did that perfectly.
Start yelling.
They had
memes.
an announcer. They had an announcer who was basically memeing the entire time during the Sea of Thieves promo. He was just being like, "Yar, I be a pirate," and he was just doing like you gotta hold F for flashlight there, lady. All right, there we go. You know, kind of like he was memeing the whole damn like presentation. You know, pre-rendered demo at like E3, which was perfect. It's the perfect amount of.
there's
cringe.
like-
Misa don't think it's so, Graxies. Misa don't think so.
There's a video that CCP, the Eve people, put out like a year or two ago. It's called like "This Is Eve," right?
Yeah.
It's like this
video.
gameplay montage of
Yeah, that was good.
like
I like that.
audio clips of like
actual like in-
players in game doing
Yep.
your communications and all their stuff and like over like a montage of gameplay. It's actually well put together because it wasn't live and they were very selective. But
Well, they had everybody submit over that
someone,
period. I
The
remember
thing is,
that.
someone made a parody video. They took all the same video, like the entire video, and the title of the video is "This is really Eve." And
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
so
all
good.
these fucking people like, "You fucking idiots! I'm playing with fucking retards.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick you out of this."
You're the
fucking
AIDS that's in this alliance, you piece of shit. Like
Yep.
oh my
So-
god, damn.
I remember that.
I will fucking kill you. This all-
That
I-
was actually
I-
crazy.
Are you? Everybody on target!
I may or may not have flown with most of the guys in that recording.
And there was one point they were just saying like they were just spouting shit like
as
"Rawr,
a former
rawr."
FC, that happens a lot. When you lose like about $30,000 to $40,000 US on the field out there, you get a little pissed about it, you know, because the guy's like, "Oh, I had to go take a piss." I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck?" It's like kicking. He's just been kicked from TeamSpeak.
I just
Light
put-
him up.
I just put this is Eve and this is really Eve and Twitch.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a
Yeah.
good example of how community memes properly with its
Yes.
role playing.
Yes.
The next question comes from Mayonnaise, who asks, with players being able to kill NPCs, how do you think CIG will limit this to avoid voice assets being wasted on NPC that is now dead? You can't kill hero NPCs. That's the answer.
Well, who knows?
Well,
You know,
they-
you may
I-
be able
I
to
do-
kill them, but you'll
They'll
die
back
and
up
they'll
in a
pop back
hospital
up.
somewhere.
Yeah.
What they might do is they classify this. Okay, like Miles Eckhart is a shady. Or one of those, and then he'll pop up at another location somewhere else.
Right.
And-
Aren't most of the characters of NPCs going to be in an armistice zone where you can't shoot at them?
No,
anyway?
armistice zones are going away. They're gonna eventually be.
Eventually.
They're gonna eventually just be.
And they'll have
released.
enough bodyguards where you won't be able to kill them up.
Yeah, like if you're gonna go approach like Eckhart in the future, I'm sure he'll be like point to his like bodyguard. You'll have to like get patted down and like get your weapons removed before you can actually meet him.
I
Think about
betcha.
that. Like your average like even merc group today in reality wouldn't meet somebody with weapons like at all. Even if they're meeting like heads of state, you know, you can't come in here with weapons.
I don't believe that. I don't think that. I think that's a little too far. But like, if you pull out a gun, probably every like, not gonna kill you instantly, but like every fucking like guard is just gonna be like, eh.
Yeah, you'll die.
Auto turrets come down.
Aimbotting at your fucking head. And then you fire a shot, which isn't going to kill anybody in one shot.
Inner Hype,
Like
what he did say was there are going to be NPCs that you can kill that will be gone for good, like the Dread Pirate Roberts. There may be some specific NPCs which are not necessarily heroes that are quest givers, but they are important, but they're not going to get a shit ton of lines. They'll probably get generic lines. It's just they have a name. Think of it like in Shadows of Mordor, where with the Nemesis system.
Different orcs.
Yeah, like how they come back at you even after you kill them. They come back and because they remember it. Think of it like that. They're just unique NPCs specifically that are designed to die, but hard to kill. Mini bosses.
Trevor Mask better be designed to die because I will figure out a way to make it happen.
So next question comes from Human Evil, who asks, "What do you think about? I think CIG must show at CitizenCon." Procedural Gen Cities, Reclaimer, all the mechanics that's coming up. Let's start with Grockies. Just give me one thing they need to see, and then we'll move on. That you think?
Squadron 42.
No, he took my answer.
Same, Fastcard?
Yeah, he took my answer.
Gray?
Same.
Dolvac?
I completely.
As usual,
Jesus fucking
Dolvac
Christ,
is
Dolvac.
high as balls on meth and shouldn't be here.
His answer's the same.
The question is, what must one word answer, or like just one small thing? What must CIG show at CitizenCon?
I mean, they have to show Squadron 42. I mean, like they're not.
Same answer.
I don't think they're going to.
Same answer as everybody else. Hitachi.
Progress.
Progress.
More generic than that. I don't care if it's Squadron 42, whatever. I mean, and we know they're working hard and stuff, but they need to deliver something between this moment and then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it needs to be something that's not 3.0.
If it's 3.0, that's fine. Anything. They really do, and I'm not trying to call them out on it, but they need to because they can't keep it going like this. I don't care if they have to cut some stuff out or what. They need to deliver something out.
Next question comes from Zoldus. Yeah. Who asks, did you miss the usual Star Citizen insider information at Gamescom? Obviously, they removed it in favor of more gameplay. Is this trend that you want to continue? Yeah. I want to see more gameplay, less PowerPoints.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have look. I like PowerPoints. PowerPoints are really cool, and they give something to circle jerk and like blame Chris Roberts for it 9 months down the future when when we have like 10% on the PowerPoint. And I like as a salty, fucking angry, just deeply upset, scarred individual, just a broken man. I like having that fucking ammunition, just because I'm just a garbage human. But the gameplay is also very nice.
I don't mind the PowerPoint because I think they help manage expectations, but it depends on.
I don't know. Those PowerPoints have had some info on them that don't manage expectations very well.
And they're also generic as shit half the time.
Guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Like for instance, like farming. Like what's farming? All
Guys,
it says is
the
farming.
endeavor will be done like tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Farming, fine.
Mayonnaise asks.
Disco Lando's just rolling on the ground.
Oh, by the way, did you guys see that tweet when he put out the Big Benny machine box? I love that thing. Sorry, go ahead.
That was Das Rowe did that one, I think.
Yeah.
So next question comes from Mayonnaise, who asks, since capital ships are so big, how much time do you think CIG will give players to escape a disabled ship before it explodes, and how do you think the damaged states will affect the crews in attempt to rescue? It's more than just capital ships.
We were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. All ships need to have close, like they need to go disabled before they explode. Like think about cars.
Yep.
I was talking with.
Unless you hit a critical component like the power core and it detonates. Like you better have to be able to hit a very specific spot to cause a cascade rapidly. Otherwise, you just break it apart and over time vent parts of the ship, which will cause issues in getting to the pods with damaged states, and then give us time to escape. because it's not going to explode. It's just going to kind of crack.
It's also bad for piracy because when something explodes, so goes or a lot of your booty. So just, for the sake of booty, don't smash that booty. Be
Don't
gentle with
smash the booty.
Be gentle with
I'm
the
sorry,
booty.
I
love
was
the
pushing
booty.
the link and I'm coming back to people talking about booty. What did I say?
Don't smash the booty.
Don't smash the booty.
Okay.
You got to be careful with the booty. Otherwise, you lose the booty.
Yeah.
Next question comes
Wanna
from.
smash.
But I want to smash. Next question comes from Harold Sparhawk, who asks, will the 300i Touring be able to take luxury transport jobs? I know whatever you say, CIG will make happen. No pressure. Oh, yeah, official CIG answer? Great. Give us official CIG answer. Will the 600i Touring be able to take luxury transport jobs? Yes or no?
Absolutely. Take that to the bank. Confirmed.
Confirmed. Okay, you could run
Yeah,
to the forums and tell that, confirmed.
Chris Roberts texted me last night, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, like, faux show."
Yep. I saw that text that he sent you. Yeah.
And as a member of Relay, see, I mean, when the shirt, that is confirmed.
Yeah,
so.
confirmed. Yeah.
We all
100%
work for
confirmed.
CIG, and we
Disclaimer.
say to Reddit, take it to Reddit and make a post because we work for CIG. We're actually paid behind the scenes.
They
We're
pay us with ships and backer money. And we get, I've at least gotten like $60 million.
Guys, we're going to get in so much trouble. And I don't even give a fuck at this point.
So bad.
I only got 2/5 of that.
I actually have the spirit of Christ Roberts within me. So I will confirm this to be the absolute truth. All of you.
Like behavior interactive, like they actually they're still being employed by CIG, but they make me drinks and they fan me now. Just
feed you grapes. Don't they feed you grapes now?
yeah, exactly.
I know why Matachi did that, though. So now all of the money he gets from CIG is tax-free.
Yeah.
Because he did a church.
Because it's a church.
So he gets his religious
Can
deductions.
we get
Whatever
a
it takes to praise him higher.
I
and
need to
worship
get
him.
I need to get a like a Photoshop of Matachi Pope.
Oh my god, that's but that's fantastic.
You're the Star Citizen Pope, Matachi. That's how that works.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Zoldus asks, did you guys miss anything from the presentation that you thought you would see? Squadron 42 trailer. Like a trailer, not actual gameplay, but just like a teaser.
Yeah, something.
You know what? You want to hear something that I didn't say to anyone because I didn't want to make myself look bad. Female characters.
That too.
For some reason, I just thought that was gonna be the surprise, the game changer, and I didn't tell anyone in my streams or anything. I was like, you know what? They're gonna put the female character in there. It's gonna be like, boom, because that really is a game changer for our female or our males that like to play female characters. It was gonna be like a chat. I was like, oh god, finally, I can get my wife to play. We'll get the female character.
Right. I'm gonna get a little salty here because I had and she's great. Lady Space Patrol in my chat last night. We were doing a thing, and she went on a whole tangent about the female characters. As much as I appreciate the female characters out there, she was talking about refunding her game because she didn't have all that.
Oh no.
Now, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay. There are more guys. People have to realize this. As much as I do want our female gamers represented, there will be way more men playing female characters than there will be women playing female characters.
That is true.
Yeah. However,
we all want them.
we all want them. I personally think that, honestly, I think it would be a bad move to put character customization in without female characters, even if it's just a small thing, just because it's like, why have it when you don't have the full thing?
Well, aren't they reworking the male model too? They decide when they're doing the female, they redid both of them now.
Yeah,
right,
almost
but they
done.
still have, they still plan on having the custom character customization in
the new, I think like the new model, like the thing we're getting in 3.0 is the new male.
Right.
It's just the new female, like the female is based off the male.
Right.
So it's like
just
it's
like
derivative
when,
from
just
it.
like when Christ Roberts pulled the rib out of the male character to get the female character.
And look, for all the females out there, or someone wants to
females.
Females.
I'm sorry. I'll play like as an alien if I get.
No,
listen. I identify as a large space bar. All right.
I understand your frustration, but there aren't really males in the game right now either. There's these weird asexual potato people. We're in the same boat, really.
It's like Vin Diesel, but
the female model though was completely grounded on its own, wasn't it? Not based like it used to be.
So, what was that, Ruckus?
isn't the actual like the good female model that they're making now? Isn't it its own thing? Like the old one was based on the male, I think.
Yeah,
but
Jay
not
Lee
this
just
one.
said.
Yeah, Jay Lee would probably know.
He
and
just said no.
Oh, okay.
It was
So,
more.
have
It
it-
was a more efficient model. Okay.
So, quick question, really. So, you guys are talking about playing guys playing a female character.
Absolutely.
I have a question. How many of you guys would consider playing as a black male character?
I used to back in
I mean,
like DayZ days, just only because the character model looked better than most of the other
Yeah.
characters.
okay, I did
Absolutely.
that because they blend in better to Shadow. Like,
That too. That too. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, listen. I'm not going to be.
In
It's,
Arc, I used it for camouflage. I absolutely did.
it actually does. It helps a lot, and you'd be surprised. It messed up at times, but
Trust me, if I make a character that looks like this, he's gonna stand out in any
Yes.
environment. So I try not to.
I
do
am
that.
so. I am so.
I do
Snowstorm.
I do it to bring power to the people, brother.
Thank you.
Here's the thing. I'm not really going to consider anything because in every single fucking MMO, I always get into it on launch day. I'm so fucking excited. I see it randomized a few times because I fuck it, that works, and hit go. Like,
Yeah.
I'll
It's-
worry about it later.
What I
But,
what I
like,
end up doing
if it lands
is
on a black guy, so be it.
I usually start with like trying to make myself. I end up making myself look like I'm like a Latino, like a weird looking Latino guy, because I'm like, but because I'm like a half like, I'm not super white, but I'm not also like Mediterranean white. So I'm like somewhere in between, especially if I get like a lot of sun. So I end up, and there's no like in between, like super white and like Mediterranean. And so I end
never
up.
would occur to me that like people what scale of white am I? Am I?
Yeah.
So as a result,
I
as
consider
a
myself
result,
super
I
white.
yeah. What end up happening is I play that character and he dies and I'm just like fuck it, random, and whatever, you know, that's fine. This guy works. I don't give a shit, you know. So next question comes from
So I didn't mean to derail, but I thought that was interesting because I was just
Fast card.
curious.
Yeah.
Fast card.
Yeah.
next question comes from Mayonnaise,
You
who
can
asks
Text my wife.
if you could have any character from any science fiction franchise as a captain of your Idris, who would you choose and why? Let's start
Oh,
with
man.
Mitachi and then move our way
That's
around.
a tough question.
I
What's the
got
question
mine.
If you
again?
could
Sorry.
have
Yeah.
if you had an Idris and you had one captain from all of science fiction like genre, who would you choose and why?
I got mine.
I got mine.
Go,
I'm
Tachi.
thinking of one. I want to mine.
I'm gonna lean towards probably. Man, that's
You
hard.
want to come
Right?
Because I
come back
got
to you?
there's two. Yeah, come
All right,
back.
let's-
You
all right,
gotta
go
think
back.
about it.
All right, I'd be like fucking Superman because maybe he uses fucking X-ray vision to see where the fuck he's going.
Oh,
The struts are made of lead. You're fine.
yeah.
Greg,
Paul, I got mine.
go for it.
Oh my god.
Captain Malcolm Reynolds.
Yeah, that was in the
Captain
chat.
of
I can
the
see that.
Firefly Serenity class. Not only is he cooler than Han Solo, which is tough. That's a tough role to put in there. But he's also very militarily, mentally refined. Captain Mal Reynolds would be my captain. Go ahead, Fast Cart.
I'm waffling. I'm thinking either Sinclair from Babylon 5.
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I can't think of his name. His name escaped me. But the blue character, the chick from Star Wars, he's Admiral Thrawn.
Thrawn.
Admiral Thrawn. Yeah.
Good show. Oh, good one.
Thrawn's a good one too. That now I've got to think of a third one. Got it.
What is it?
I had a list. I had a running list. You took Mal Reynolds. You took Thrawn.
No.
But Adama.
Adama. That's pretty good. Yeah, he is actually a capital ship commander too, so he knows what he knows
Yeah.
doing with
Nice.
capital ship.
Nice.
What do you hear? Nothing but the rain.
I would choose, and I'm going to go with a video game here, which is Captain Jacob Keyes from Halo. Only because in like the extended lore, he's actually one of the best like frigate captains in the entire service. He invented like maneuvers to fight like superior technology. So If he can invent shit to fight better technology than he has, and he's given like a fully fucking badass ship, then let that man control my frigate. They just do it. How about you, Matachi?
I'm gonna go. Originally, I was thinking I was gonna go Admiral Akbar, but I think I'm gonna go with Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh,
I just like Picard, and I know it's always a Kirk Picard moment there because I like Kirk from Wrath to Khan, but Picard's my guy. That's always been there.
Well,
He's got style, and he's almost got my hairstyle.
It depends on the situation. If you want
and he's British.
to like combat stuff, you want Kirk. You want diplomatic stuff, you want Picard.
Or tactical stuff.
Kirk had so much style. Picard had so much resonance.
No. Kirk had all the pussy.
Well,
Picard had all the diplomacy. I apologize. Everyone.
Zap Brannigan. Oh my God! Someone in chat said Zap Brannigan. That's the best choice. I'm sorry, hands down, best choice. Command captain, because he literally throw all of his men into the grinder so that you could win a battle.
As long as you win.
As long as you win. And you don't have to pay those men. Next question.
Also from the Star Trek parody movie. Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. I might skip a couple of these, especially if we've already talked about them. So we've talked a lot about this. Jon Snow says, "That's not a question, Jon Snow." It says, "I'm not in Star Citizen, Dovak. You are a dumbass." That's not a question. It's a statement. It's a good statement, but it's.
He's not able to ask questions though because he knows nothing.
Hey, look, I just want to let you all know that like I have a lot of power over this podcast. It's gonna like fuck up the entire overlay.
You know nothing,
So you have to
Dovak. You know nothing, Dovak.
A viewer asks, so with FOIP, who is excited to run into a lot of female characters with deep manly voices? Man, I am. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. I'm just gonna think it's because you're
gonna make some fucking monstrosities, and they're gonna be like, just Cronenberg shit.
Oh no, I expect like someone to make like a 10 out of 10 character like that's just walking around with everything that everyone wants, and walk up and someone be like, ah, damn, and the voice comes out, what you doing tonight? You need a job? I got a job.
Carl, before we go to the next question, my question is a good follow-up to that. If you can see it.
You have another one, or you have a quote in the chat? I don't see it.
Oh, that will do. I know. Okay.
That's
okay then.
Okay. The next question comes from Jim, the instance manager, who asks, "What's your max price point for a Star Citizen camera? What that I would pay for? Less than $100. It has to be $70.
Less than $100, yes.
Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be. All that stuff they added, low light, everything. The freaking basically what he described was a C922. That's exactly what he described. Yeah. Only it has 1080 60 FPS, which the C922 doesn't. But the other Logitech camera
it's like the equivalent of like a refresh. Like how old is the C920?
C922. The C922
is the exact same camera as the C920. I'll add. It's just the new model.
It's
the exact same.
So, like how old is that hardware then? Like
10 years. I've had mine 10 years on this one I'm looking at right now.
So just a kind of a refresh of that, and like I would pay parity with Track IR5.
150.
You can get cheaper, but
if it has a processor, just over 100, like 120. If it has processing power inside,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. If it's parity with that, I would pay parity, but no more.
I actually went to the website and look at some of the stuff, and that stuff is like $1,000. This is consumer grade, so I don't know. Yeah. I was looking for consumer grade stuff. I didn't see anything on that site.
No, they do professional right
now. So the next question comes from Natek2. Okay, I'm physically disabled and I can't speak well. Is another way for me to go besides face-to-face comms in SC? You can't speak well? There'll be typing stuff.
Yeah,
there's typing chat. Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll be the same way as like you would normally, like it would be like a direct face-to-face. You'd probably have it on the screen even, like the little text pop up on the screen in your stuff. So it's possible. There's
And
always
I
also-
totally empathize with that.
and
I've
also,
had to
remember
do years
the
of speech
face-
therapy myself.
I don't remember the acronym that I gave it. Face animation protocol. Thank you.
Yeah.
The face animation protocol isn't just for like speaking. You can also look at stuff. You can like
Yeah.
when you're flying a ship, you can look
Yeah.
at stuff and turn off.
Overhead, all that. Yeah,
Just-
it's good stuff.
You can also emote. So if you want to sit there and just be like looking at someone going, and just
That's
creeping people
great.
out and fucking with people. That's. I mean, I do.
There's
That.
gonna be so much to that anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
The best part is it tracks your eyes. So I'm waiting for like the guys who are using the FOIP, and then like the female character walks by. That you want to come to my room tonight, baby? Female character, and they're just their eyes just being like that.
It will
oh
happen.
my god.
It
That-
will happen too.
Yeah.
That reminds me. I just hope that no one just said my eyes are up here. And
Yeah.
that would be the worst.
Oh, next question comes from Human Evil, who asks, "Do you think we'll be able to launch people from the railgun on Idris?" No, but it's not gonna stop us from trying.
That's right.
Great answer.
For
Great
science.
For science,
Science.
you monsters.
I mean, the second we have access to a fucking Idris M, there's gonna be an Aurora placed. It's far
It's-
deep into that.
I want to do trick shots. I want to
I'm
do
gonna
trick
put my
shots with the
character in
railgun.
there.
Yeah, trick shots with the railgun through a bunch of caterpillars with the bays open. So you like
Yeah.
have to hit right between there. It's like, yeah, I got this. Don't worry, boys. Hold still.
Anyone notice how the Idris pilot had a freelancer version 1 view problem? Oh, thank you, Harold Zugnut. You've just explained exactly what Dolvac's been complaining about for fucking hours about the fucking beam. They might remove a certain strut from an Idris bridge.
Oh, that's what you mean by okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
What the fuck else will I be talking about, Fast?
Any- I'll tell you what.
The whole time.
You think I'm talking
Bandit.
about being like a little
On-
fucking snarky on the catwalk? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
No, we talked about that. I'm not triggering Dolvac because he needs to be in a safe space.
I'd say
late.
any
Too late.
pilot of mine that bitches about the control system there, I'll execute and just get the next guy in there that can
There you
handle
go.
it. So,
I
move
want that in
along.
the way though, because that's metal protection from me getting shot.
You won't
when
get a headshot through the bridge.
when you know someone like me flies at the bridge because I think like, hey, Return of the Jedi, it worked, so why not? You know.
No, okay. I'll try to remember. Yeah.
So, God damn it. Human Evil says, so Dolvac, what's with the hate for the struts? Hashtag struts lives matter.
I feel like I've explained this.
We're moving on. We're
If
moving
you
on.
haven't noticed, there's a fucking
This is a stupid.
There's cool
question.
shit to see with your
Just
eyeballs.
move it ahead.
Next question comes from the Knight Rider, who asks, question for Dolvac, meat or meat?
Okay,
Oh God.
Keep it brief. Keep it brief like your meat.
probably meat.
Meat,
But meat,
okay.
I like meat, but also the meat is also both options.
Good answer. Good.
God damn it, everyone with these fucking Dolvac strut questions. Seriously. J. Lee Art asks, Dolvac, for you, I'll turn the Idris glass into chrome and struts into glass. Will that make it better?
Only if like there's like spinning rims on the fucking side, and then like I can have
Strobe
like,
lights.
I'm gonna need that landing gear to be like way lower down, and then maybe like the back of it can just kind of like pump up and down.
So, I Am a Star Citizen asks, do you think the lack of new content is because a big part for Citizen Con, or because they don't have a lot for Citizen Con? In terms of like presentation, like the lack of content for the presentation at Gamescom, it was because they'd been all hands on deck for 3.0.
Absolutely.
What's
I
the
don't. I
point?
disagree with the lack of content. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there they showed.
I mean,
It might not be everything we want, but there was a lot of stuff.
not like let's count the new things on our hands. They showed the face shit.
Moby Glass.
They showed the
We've seen Moby Glass.
Yes,
Moby
but
Glass is that.
but remember, this
But
is not an event for
it's
your
new.
average.
This is
like,
to show
viewer.
publicly to
This is show to-
30,000 people
And
watching.
these
Yeah,
are people who
but
don't
like-
watch. These are people who don't watch the.
Look, here's the thing.
ATV.
Moby Glass has been in game for like a fucking year now. Like,
I'll
the
give you
new
one.
Not
one-
new movie glass.
no, the new one looks really good,
Mhm.
but
and actually works instead of just a panel that sits there.
Look, to me, it is not a new feature. That is an extension and enhancement, a very good one, mind you, of something we've had for a long time. It's not something new. It's not a crazy new thing.
Jay Lee, you hear that? It's not new.
It's something we expected, and we expected it to get to this point because they're not fucking incompetent and they actually are good at some stuff they do. Even though I shit on them constantly, but I knew Mobigots was going to get to this point. We all knew it, and it did, and it's fucking great.
And it was great to see it.
The answer is that
I think they showed it.
Go ahead. Fast go.
Oh, I'm gonna say. It's not the face part, but the voice part, the directional stuff. I know it's been in other games, but we haven't seen it really in Star Citizen like
Item 2.0.
I mean, yeah, we saw two brand new things we've never seen in ATV, which is the FOIP and voice stuff, and the Idris, both of which people were like, oh, those things have been in games before. Yeah, but it's new for Star Citizen, which is cool. And this show, again, which I think is a good progress going forward, because I don't like them putting out new shit at these, shit that we haven't seen before, because they have to spend 8 weeks on a fucking demo that's going to end up being tabled. Just go then, man. Just go. Go. No, Gray. Sorry, Gray just messaged me. He's like, I gotta go, man. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm like, just go. You don't have to say that. Go.
I got a piece so bad.
Then go. Just don't.
Wait.
Turn your microphone off.
I'm gonna do the vape. Just disappear, okay?
Vape cloud.
Ninja out. Oh God.
Jay Lee was saying in chat, oxygen like that.
Yeah, but I mean, and again, a lot of the stuff has been in ATVs, but it hasn't been shown together in a presentation for the public. And I think that's a better way of using Gamescom than showing off something that is a year away. Now, some of that stuff which is a year away is reasonable because it's stuff that's interesting, that's not too complicated to add into the build, that hopefully didn't take up a huge time of it. It probably did take some development time, but you always have to do something, otherwise people won't give a shit. So
the changing the costume stuff, but that's part of my Mobigots. But I was a little bit bothered when he took off his helmet and put it back on to demonstrate the life support thing. I'm like, what? It doesn't work that way. Yeah. But anyway.
Well, that's a great point, Fast Card. I also don't like the fact that you can change your clothes on your Mobiglass. So I got a spacesuit and a full outfit and whatever else I want, in my Mobiglass that snaps on.
I think that's temporary, though. I think that's temporary.
That's gameplay, yeah. But I'm talking about the physical, you're in space.
Yeah, take off your helmet, look around,
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that stuff I think is going to get refined eventually down the road, because there'll be things like it's what you have on your inventory, and the inventory system is going to be a little bit more physicalized. They've said before, and they may have changed their mind, but the idea that you only have as much space as you can have, and the Mobigots will just let you know what space it is. And that's the reason why you have lockers on ships, so you can go to a locker and put stuff in.
Exactly. I'd be okay if there's that super rack of clothes and it auto sorts it, and you select your clothing here and you just walk to the locker and then it snaps on. I just like the idea of having physical inventory places to store that, because I don't believe you can hold 2 rifles, 6 pairs of pants, and 15 pieces of armor on you. And while the cosmetic stuff is okay, but say I have light armor and heavy armor.
Well, it's not
that. I can change it out.
No one told Gray that we heard him pee. No one told him that.
Pretty much nothing.
Let me see them pub showers in chat.
Cosmetic.
Yeah.
As far as clothing, all suits aren't cosmetic. They have function.
But I'm talking about for street clothes versus the suits.
And that's the idea, is that street clothes.
But I don't know about you guys. I always keep an extra pair of shorts just in my ass.
Yeah, I have an AR-15. I actually have an AR-15 right now. It's just way up my butt.
Look,
you know,
man.
What the fuck did I just walk into?
Me and fucking Paul are goddamn Americans, and we exercise our rights.
Our rights to smuggle weapons in our assholes.
Exercise our rights.
All right, so we've got a couple of questions left. Let's move on.
Okay.
Since Star Citizen is going to have VIP built in now, what are the chances we could use that system to operate ship systems? Probably not very high. They did talk about
voice attack.
Yeah, voice attack. They did talk about how they were going to have voice attack be in the game rather than a third-party app, but we haven't heard anything since then. So I'm thinking it's just a voice attack works. Why not?
Yeah.
Once again, we were talking about the things
It'll
that
be a ways
programmers,
down the
like,
road.
when they're done with, like, background, with, like,
Yeah.
infrastructure shit, that's the kind of shit that, like, now that we're getting to this point, you're going to see little things like that start cropping up eventually.
Put it on the board of crazy.
Next question comes from Human Evil 4GHG. Why is an alpha so buggy when EA games are perfect on release?
Good one.
Wow.
That's the answer.
That's a spicy fucking meme, dude.
Next question comes from Smoking Gun. I'm not going to go through all of this because it's long. It says, sorry, Paul. This will be a longer one. Hope you don't mind. I'm not going through your intro though. I have mixed feelings about Gamescom, like many, but many others. But I give some thoughts to what's missing for me. I think it was cargo. Do you agree that it would feel different with the presentation if cargo had been ready? Cargo was ready. It was the box that they pulled up. The problem was that there was a box. It became invisible when they picked it up.
Yeah, it disappeared when he picked it up. You noticed that?
But
and they cut away.
But you can see it from the other camera.
Yeah.
If you actually, like, paid attention, they passed by, like, fucking loot. Like, there was shit on boxes.
Everywhere.
Like, ready to pick up that it's scavenge or whatever. Like,
I think
other
what he's
shit.
trying to say is that, like, what was actually missing was that it was focused on combat, not focused on non-combat roles.
I do kind of feel like what he's getting at. Like, I kind of felt like it would actually be. I would have been really happy with, like, them ending with the stuff they did there.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been cool if they had gone through, like, one of each type of mission that's going to be in 3.0. Like, do a bounty hunt. Like okay, like they start out with. It'd be cool to see them start with cargo. Then they pick up another mission. Then they do, like, the black box, and that spirals into bounty hunt. It'd be cool. And, like, they didn't have time for that. But, like, you know, if I'm being, like, super wishy-washy about it, like, that would have been cool.
Plus, cargo could still be buggy in 3.0 at the moment.
It clearly is.
It clearly is. The damn thing went invisible. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
You know.
I meant more so than
Like, they picked up the box, it disappeared, and they're like, "Oh, go away, fuck."
It also goes to what Paul was saying earlier too. This demo is for the wider audience of, like, every gamer. You know, this is the world's biggest gaming convention is Gamescom.
They want to see explosions.
CitizenCon is really directed more towards us. That's why they go more in depth into systems. They try to show us some sort of roadmap, be it accurate or not. And then they show us Squadron 42, because the stuff that's supposed to get us hyped but not really ready for whole world, or the whole world really won't give a shit in that moment. We care more about that. That's what the stuff at CitizenCon's directed. And I think that's where they get more into the systems. Hopefully we have 3.0 before then, but I think whatever's coming next, that's where they'll dive deeper into those things that we like to see.
Okay, so the next question is actually a pretty good one. In terms of Mimi, how put off / surprised were you hearing a petite woman's voice come from a big guy character during the
That was the
presentation?
question I wanted to ask before that you couldn't find.
Yeah, it's like, it was Uncanny Valley, but I mean, you know what? You know, it's going to be more fun when you see the sexy lady walk up to you and go, "I'm here for the mission. I'm a very serious prospector, and I'm trying to make some money. Hold on. There we go. I'm sorry."
You've done this before.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say
He's
this.
been
Look,
practicing in the mirror.
look, I'm just gonna put this out here. You might be watching right now, Clifford. I fucking love you, buddy, but you are gonna get some weird shit going on. I know what kind of character you're gonna be. It's gonna be some weird shit.
Are you kidding me? Are kidding me? One of
And
my
that's okay.
mods. One of
I'm not
my
judging you.
Senpai!
one of my
I'm
mods.
just saying, your weird little anime space person is gonna have a weird fucking voice, and I don't know if I'm comfortable with this. Okay, I'm gonna need you to stay in the ship. Okay,
I know. One of my mods, Diabolus, is set on playing a redheaded woman. That's just going to be his main character, is a redheaded woman. You know,
And he's got a
I'm
growly
making a
Australian
redheaded woman
voice.
character,
Yeah.
Aerothan. Every single MMO.
You know-
it's for a friend of mine from long ago.
yeah. No,
So how many
someone
people-
clip that and tweet it at Clifford, because like I need Twitter beef because I haven't had that in like a while. So
I wonder how many guys are not going to play girls because they're worried about it not being joked. They don't want to sound like a guy, and they don't want to do a female voice. I wonder if some guys are going to like say, "Man, I'm not going to play."
I've
female
always felt
character 'cause I
uncomfortable
don't do
with that idea, only because when I play a character, I like to play a character that I feel like I can relate to.
Identify with.
And I can't identify with a woman because I've never been a woman. So
Yeah,
Really?
I know, it's such a shocking idea that I've never been a
You're
woman or
just not
something like
trying
that.
hard enough, man. You're just not trying hard
Well,
enough.
Paul, I've never been a white man, but I've always played one in different games.
Well, that's because the video game industry sucks. Yeah.
Look, seriously. I am that fucking asshole.
I know you are,
That
Jay.
if the female character model has a slightly smaller fucking hitbox,
You're gonna play it.
Yeah,
No,
that's
there'll be
yeah.
people who play it. It does have a small hitbox. It's got the meta.
I will be a monstrosity if it gives me a minuscule advantage.
All right, so last couple questions here pretty quickly. Knight Rider asked a question about the ship speed, the ship speed. Did you guys get the feelings that it was slow, or did you feel like it was too fast?
What,
The
the
what?
The
I
Idris
was
speed.
okay with it.
No, it felt like a capital ship the way it looked.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they passed and they were trying to turn. It was two big battleships going side by side. I really wanted to see a broadside there, but they looked heavy.
They
looked
never
like
really
they were meant
turned.
to-
Like it rotated, and that was about it. Like
yeah, they
went
look like they're
forward
meant
and
to
they rotated.
slug it out in a fight. Like they're designed to take hits and give hits, but not really maneuver in really quick ways. I mean, maybe compared to other capital ships, but they felt like they were hulking masses of ship.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple more questions. One question is actually pretty easy to answer. Kistos13 asks, "Hello guys, great broadcast. My question is, there going to be an Idris in 3.0? No. Do not expect Idris in 3.0. Probably do not expect it for at least a year, if not more. Almost everything you saw that was new, stuff that you haven't seen in an ATV, and if you're new to the community, look at there's a couple of good guides out there for 3.0. What's going to be in 3.0? I always suggest Board Gamer, STL Youngblood, Nubifier, and Super Mac Bros. Those are all four really good content creators who do a lot of in-depth analysis on what's going on.
Good.
Better than Dolvac. Better than Dolvac and actually make videos instead of sitting drunk on his ass and moderating Reddit.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Silverlight Pony, because Guahir asks, meat or meat? No, fuck you, Guahir. No. I'm not doing the meat discussion again. Silverlight Pony asks...
we'll do the meat discussion again. It's coming back.
Barbecue or meat? No, I'm kidding.
This is for RE launching characters than Idris or Railgun for Science. Remember, kids, the only difference between screwing around and Science is writing it down. Just categorizing it. That's how it works. Ministry of Serious Questions asks, what are your thoughts about DayZ going into beta with mod tools and private server binaries? Any plans for an AstroPub private server? I think that's for me. Possibly if we play DayZ. I haven't played DayZ in a while. I kind of got back into it a little bit. I think it's gonna be cool. But I have to go back and see it because DayZ has been dead as shit up till recently.
I just realized something. This is kind of a weird topic to bring up, but with the whole mention of private server stuff, we've always known that they've kind of gotten away from the original plan of hey, we're gonna have a full mod kit, we're gonna have full mod tools, we're gonna have full private servers, and that's really shitty. And once again, we've had this conversation almost every time I'm on this fucking podcast, that if they can something, they need to fucking tell us and get ahead of that shit.
Yeah.
Instead of putting the game out and be like, we're not doing it. It's you needed to tell us that 3 years ago.
The problem.
I'm curious.
I think the problem.
I'm okay with the
API.
change. I'm okay with the change. I'm not okay with them kind of not telling
Here's
us
the
about
thing.
that stuff.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. One second. But the thing is, hey, I'm taking over your fucking podcast. Hi.
I can mute you anytime I want, Bowback.
No. The thing is, I feel like we're getting even farther away from that now because they're now including technologies in, and every time that happens, we kind of take fraud.
Sorry, I was fucking around with your audio. No, I agree. No, the big thing though is that the reason why they haven't done it is because they haven't looked at it. Once they get down and look at it, there may be a way to add modded servers in. There may be a way that they can do that because they're still planning on doing it. And the reason why they wanted to do it in the first place was because Chris looked at Freelancer and said, "Holy balls! It's been 12 years since Freelancer was released, and they're still fucking making game. People still playing it, even though the game you can't even buy the game. You can't find the game to buy it. You have to
Is it not on GOG? I thought it
No,
was.
it's not. It's Privateer.
No,
is.
it's not. I looked for it last year because I wanted to try it out, but I
It
couldn't
doesn't
find it.
exist. Freelancer doesn't exist on the. You have to go download the files from the internet to be able to even play it.
I
And
can
people
get
are
you the
still playing.
files, and I can give you a server too.
Yeah,
Just saying.
exactly. But that's the thing. Is that he saw that, and he saw that that was the key to like extending a game's life beyond the original ability of any company. That was his concept with the modded thing. And I think what they'll do is when the game gets released, they'll sit down and see how they can make it modified for people to use it on private
Yes,
servers.
they're still selling the digital manual for modding on the RSI store, so it's still in the plan.
I
but
feel like it's still going to be in a plan. It's still
Yeah.
a plan. They just are going to sit down and they'll figure out if it's an issue or not, if they can do it or not. And I mean, Dolvac, you talked about one of the guys who's working with bulkheads, and you can talk about that, about tools that he created for machinima makers.
Yeah, there's a guy named Alex who's working on his own machinima series, but he kind of released these public tools out into the wild that have like significantly, I guess, upgraded the quality of machinima that's not possible within the community, due to how like CIG arranges like data files and like how they encrypt shit. It's been bulkheads and most machinima stuff out there, and Gray will know this. Other than like basic models, like unstructured basic stuff, kind of survives out of stuff that was leaked, like from that leak build, or was like super old from like pre 2.0, like well pre 2.0 stuff. Like I'm talking about like version 1.1. And so he created a tool that allows us to rip things out of the current build, animations, full models with textures. It's really great. And like it goes to show that like people just kind of come along and will completely just kind of flip like what you have to work with on its head, because like machinima making for Star System has only like recently really opened up to like its full potential.
I just want to say off topic real quick. Gray, can you stop blowing smoke up my ass, please?
Also,
I was
someone
gonna
actually
come
linked
over
me.
there and rub on you because I thought you were a genie.
Someone actually released or showed me a link that you can actually buy Freelancer. You can buy Freelancer on Amazon.
Ooh.
It's $29.99, but it's
Where
only
is it?
physical. It's on
Where is it?
Amazon.
Okay.
I'll put it on in there in the chat so you guys can see it.
Huh.
So but the problem is I looked on Amazon. I looked everywhere to find it. I couldn't find a copy of Freelancer. But it's still physicalized. You'd have to have a disk drive, which half of us don't, if most of us don't anymore, because who the hell uses physical disks anymore for PCs?
I have a CD drive.
How old's your computer? Jesus.
I
Well,
added it on
the good news
purpose
is
for
you-
ghost backups.
Oh, right.
The
right.
good news is you can just buy a USB external drive for CD-ROM now.
Mm-hmm. The only reason why I would say buy it is because you're going to support it goes to support development. The problem is that Digital Anvil's closed down. If you're buying it, it's going to Microsoft, and most of this kind of stuff isn't going to actually be going to Microsoft. It's going to third-party retailers who found like copies that were buried somewhere in a warehouse for 100 years, or whatever. So, final questions are pretty quick. Headclot asked, "Did anyone else have a very confused boner when the black guy had a woman's voice?" Honestly curious. Dolvac did, and he's not going to.
That's way past what I asked. That was way past what I asked.
It's like fast
Confused
card. Look,
boners.
I got this whole like voice changer thing. I'm gonna need you and me to have a conversation. we're gonna
After the show.
We're gonna
Next,
shut it down and we're gonna have a conversation.
All right.
next question comes from Auntie, who asks, "Why won't you talk about meat?" Because we've had enough discussion about meat, and we've decided that meat is meat, and then meat.
It's coming
it's meat.
back one of these days, Paul. I'm not. It's like 2 podcasts from now. It's
The
coming
last,
back.
the last,
Ironic.
the last question is from Knight Rider, which is a great one. Question for Dolvac: if I post that Twitch clip, the one that you said, that you like meat in your mouth, on Reddit, will I get banned?
Yes.
If I say no, will I have the opportunity? Like does that mean I won't have the opportunity to ban you, or I will? Like, I mean, what are we working with here?
I think the question goes into will you
Dude,
ban
I
him?
I say shit into the fucking ether all the time. Fucking go for it, dude.
Yeah.
I've been doing
Just
this
put
shit
it in
for
context
like 4
for
years
Star
now.
Citizen.
I
you're
have
good.
said some
Yeah.
fucking horrific shit around Star Citizen. Go fucking shoot, dude. You have no fucking clue how deep I am in this hole. I'm fucking done. You think I'm ever
Alrighty.
digging my way out of this hole? Fuck no. Just go for it.
That's
Just
it
living
for the
it.
broadcast. We got to be here in about 30 minutes and start off with Not So Sober Saturday. So we'll be passing off the host to Gray Headed Gamer here. But if
You know,
you guys,
we might wait. We might wait till like 9:30. Give us
Yeah.
an hour in between. To give us, 'cause my wife just came in. She's like, "We gotta eat dinner, yo." I'm like, yeah.
I'm sorry. It's actually shorter than it normally is because we only went about 20 minutes, 30 minutes over, which is nice.
Right on. No,
Um,
And it was actually longer than it could have been because we had Dovak talking about me.
true.
So thank you guys so
And
much for
Scott.
hanging out with us. If you guys are watching this on pre-recorded VOD or on YouTube, we do this live every Saturday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. GMT, 10 p.m. British Summertime. So you can always catch us at twitch.tv/theastropub. Down below are all a bunch of links. If you're in chat right now, !pod follow. Follow all of these wonderful content creators except for Dolvac. Go pound him on Reddit.
Say go pound him on Reddit.
Pound him on Reddit
Yeah.
because he likes it.
Right in the mouth. Right in
You
the
get a
mouth.
hamburger,
He likes to
get some
meat.
veal. Just it's a good
Like-
time, man.
like I say every night, I hope to see you guys again soon. But if I don't, hope to see you someday in the black. And remember, don't crush the booty. Be nice to the booty. Be gentle to that booty.
More struts.
Bada boom.